Oh shit. Let me fix my mic and all that stuff. What's going on? This shit, dog. Art man. Man, I know I'm late. My bad. I forgot I set it for 4:20. I'm over in the kitchen cooking and shit. Hold on, let me fix this. Fix this real quick. What's going on? This your dog Art man. Getting slow. Yeah. I want to talk about a couple things. I got a little free time, so about to roll up, you know how that shit goes. But anyways, Keyshawn Davis, Namir Albright. That's just tonight, man. I love fight day, man. Fight day be having me hype. I get up early, take my ass to the gym, you know, after sipping some tea, eating a fresh apple, Honey Crisp apple to be exact. I go, I either do some boxing shit or just, just lift some weights or whatever. But I get hyped on fight day, and I'm hyped to watch the fight tonight. Because some funny shit can happen tonight. Keyshawn can lose. He can lose. Like, this is boxing. Niggas can. The main character can lose. That's how shit goes. I mean, some folks saying it's unlikely, but the main character can lose. And Albright, he already got that eye of the tiger, telling that man, look, this what's going down. You said you was gonna knock me out first time. That didn't happen. You said your brother was gonna knock me out. Niggas seen what happened to that. Niggas said Frank Martin was gonna knock me out. That ain't happened. So yeah, Albright, he do got a little confidence coming into this fight, dude. But I've just been watching film, and I'll tell you this, man. Based off their first fight, I got Keyshawn. I got Keyshawn. Keyshawn just levels above because he does certain things, man, that was getting to Albright. Like, he was boxing Albright, then he was framing with that fucking, his left hand, and coming over the top with the right. Bow. And he kept on doing that shit. He was able to pivot out, catch his punches, come back. He was able to rip some body shots left and right. You know what I'm saying? And then bring them hands back to his face. And he was just so I and that's what made me make the post today. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Was Keyshawn sharper at 135? I don't know, maybe because he was smaller and faster. He just feels like he was a lot more sharper at 135. But I only see one fight of him at 140. And even though he got the knockout, it was like it took him a little minute to get that knockout. I think Keyshawn at 135 was looking better. I don't know. I don't know. But tonight will be the night that we'll see more, of him fighting at 140, which he's probably not gonna be at for too long. He gotta come up to 147, man. He gotta come up to 147. But then I was looking at his body type and I'm just like, is he even built for 147 for real? That's why niggas gotta stay disciplined because Keyshawn could have been like the unified champion at 135 with a super fight against Mason or something. But niggas be undisciplined, so they be forced to jump up a weight class. They body forced them to fucking move up and weight. That nigga Keyshawn took a fucking hot broth bubble bath and still missed weight, nigga. You said he not even, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, he might not even try to move up to 147 after this fight for real because I seen this body type. He don't look like no 147 pounder. He really look. I'm not gonna lie. He looked as so sharp at 135. He looked like a 135 fighter, like a big one, but he was still a sharp 135 fighter. But niggas not staying disciplined. I seen it. I seen it, nigga. I seen it. Niggas got mad at me because I posted old clip. But that nigga, was, bro, he was high. Keyshawn was high, eating motherfucking popcorn at his fight that he was supposed to be at, but he missed weight in that fight. Like, look, for those who don't know, talk about the when he was at the Edwin De Los Santos fight that he was supposed to have, but that shit got canned. The night, continued. This nigga was in the crowd eating popcorn. Looked like he just got done smoking some za. What the young niggas say, smoking some za. And then this nigga, at first he put his hand in the popcorn. He ate a little bit. Nigga ended up taking a whole bag from the motherfuckers. Let me get that shit. Get the eating and shit. Like, and then they got videos of this nigga eating crab legs and shit. After that Ortiz fight, niggas eating crab legs. Like, and I'm not saying you can't enjoy yourself as a fighter, but you know, some fighters understand you might have to put the crab leg down or put the popcorn down, you know, to maintain that professionalism. Said Key could go back to 135 and fight uh, Abdullah. He's not even huge. I'm not even a hater. He need to go back down. He look great. I'm saying I made that post today, and people like, "Oh, Art man," but Keyshawn got a knockout at 140 today. I mean, not hopefully today if he can beat Albright, but they say yeah, he got the knockdown at 140 against Ortiz, but it's like nigga, that's Ortiz. He looked a lot sharper at 135, but like I said, oh, tonight is the night that we will see what that shit is about. Look at my man Boots. Yeah, Boots ready for Xandar. Xandar Xandar playing, he gonna try to come in there heavy and shit. Coming to fight heavy. Try to absorb Boots punches, but I think Boots gonna wear his little young ass out. Because you can add all this weight on, but you can't add no weight to your chin. You know what I mean? You can't add no weight to your chin. So I think Boots might tap him, but I'm not counting Xander out. And my dude that owns the YSM channel, the one that be interviewing Boots, he basically saying Art Man being slick and Art Man throwing shots at Boots because I feel like you can't count the kid out. I mean, you can't count the kid out. This is boxing. This is why you have fights. This is why you have fights. Because you can't just we gotta see it. You can't just say, oh, this nigga gonna do that. Nah, we gotta see it. And then And then Boots, he one of his quote unquote toughest fights, or it's not even quote unquote, it is his tough or most competitive fight, I would say, was the Karen dude, and Karen just got cooked by a nigga who got whooped by the perceived weakest champion in boxing. Let me see, let me get my dude up on here real quick. Yeah. So it's like, damn, nigga, your toughest opponent got cooked. So it definitely giving niggas confidence. Like, damn, if that nigga can do that to you. And I know triangular theories in boxing they say don't work, but damn, nigga, is a nigga gonna ignore what we just seen? I mean, look. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull up the clip. Let me see if I can pull up the clip. And I ain't trying to be on no funny shit, but it's like, damn, nigga, this shit sound crazy as hell today. Oh, let me comment on everything. Oh, shout out to the dude who bought some Artman apparel today. Shout out to the dude, what's his name? Brew Namikaze. Shout out to Brew Namikaze. He bought some Artman merch, Artman apparel merch today. Shout out to him for sure. Let me drop that link right there. Artmanapparel.com. Best boxing merch in the game. Best boxing illustration merch in the game. Ain't no AI shit. No, none of that. Pick one fighter, moves on. William Marrow, Richard Cotson. Who's on? Keyshawn Davis. Who's on? Pick one fighter, moves on. Rolly Romero, Richard Kotzen. Chukazan. Chukazan, Keyshawn Davis. Chukazan. Chukazan, Rock Garcia. Chukazan. Chukazan, Devin Haney. Chukazan. Chukazan, Virgil Ortiz. Chukazan. Chukazan, Devin Haney. Chukazan. Chukazan, Virgil Ortiz. Chukazan. So, I mean, we seen that, right? And niggas like, what? Now, I'm just gonna have to say it. Shout out to the Boots and all the East Side boys, man. But y'all gotta say, man, this is some funny shit right here because nigga, no. No. He was perceived as a dark horse because he had a tough fight for you. But the nigga, they turned the lights on, nigga, and said, oh nah, this ain't it. That ain't the nigga that nah, this ain't it. And then Dev, funny ass, Dev talking about something. Is this the nigga that Boots was gonna be? Hey, that's just some funny shit. He said, "Is this the nigga that Boo said was gonna beat me?" Nigga, he was trolling, right? Damn. Damn. And then Boots got to focus on this fight, man, because he don't want to get distracted, get into the DHP beef because Dev got fans that's gonna come back and be like, nigga, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying me, but there's some other niggas that's way worse that's gonna be like, nah, fuck that, Boots. Your resume is, well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But I've been seeing that shit on the timeline. Niggas saying, damn, if Karen can give you a tough fight, we just seen Karen get washed. Shit, what makes you think Xandar can't give you a competitive fight? Where's next gen? Yeah. Where's that nigga at? Man, there was so many. Bro, this nigga named Stephen Miller on my timeline that's always talking shit. This nigga just told me 2 days ago that Karen beats Haney. Easy. Now today, that nigga looking like, yeah, scratch your head, nigga. Cause that shit sounds crazy, bro. That shit sounds crazy. Let me let everybody know we are live on YouTube right now. Smoking some good, talking this boxing shit. Man, but anyways, good fights coming on tonight. Damn, I don't even know who's on the undercard for real. All I know is just Frank, not Frank, but Brian Norman Jr. is on the undercard. Yeah, all I know is Brian Norman Jr. is on the undercard. Oh, let me share this link. Let everybody know we live on YouTube right now. Yeah, man. But there's low key like a little beef between Dev Camp and Boots Camp. For real. But there's a lot of mutual respect between the fathers though. I feel like Devin and I feel like Devin and Boots gonna bang it out one of these days. And you see the type of fan I am. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh my God, like I don't wanna see it. No, nigga, I want to see Dev in a tough fight. Honestly, I think Dev fighting at Boots at 154, you can sway it in more of Boots' favor because this is nigga that's about to be established at 154. So of course, the favorite would be Boots in that fight for sure. But those are the type of fights I like because what if Dev go up there and beat him? Then what? Yeah. Shout out to my dude Cyrus. Let me drop the link real quick. Hell yeah. Said nah, I think it's the media. Nah, the media is kind of pushing a little bit. The media is kind of pushing a little bit. But I do hear a little so I ain't gonna go into too much detail, but I do hear a little kind of little animosity between the camps. But it's okay though, because everybody don't need to be friends in this shit. Niggas ain't gotta be like Keyshawn and what's that nigga name? Shakur Stevenson. Be all everybody doesn't have to be all friendly and shit and best friends forever, nigga. Like, yeah, uh, they don't have to. They can respect each other, but they don't have to fucking. They don't have to be best friends, nigga. Oh yeah, that Hergovich fight was funny as shit. I didn't even watch that shit. I knew he was gonna beat that nigga, with the White Rhino. Like this nigga's so trash, big sloppy trash motherfuckers. Yeah, make. Oh, Hergovich called out Moses Otama. Yeah, make Hergovich versus Otama. I want to see that. Said Bill pulled up in Philadelphia. Yeah, Bill, real nigga. Bill, real nigga. Said Boots have footwork problems, but I don't want, or I'm not gonna say want. If I was suggesting anything, and I'm not a professional coach or anything like that, before anybody say, "Oh, man, what do you know?" But if I was in Xander's corner, what I would tell him is, we ain't winning this fight by decision. We're not winning this fight by decision. We're gonna have to knock him out, or we're gonna have to hurt him bad. And I'm not saying force the knockout, but I don't think you have enough skills to outbox this guy. You're better off punching with him and trying to take it to a punching with him, take it to. And I know that's easier said than done. People say, "Oh, well, that's the fastest way to get knocked out." Nigga, trying to not to get knocked out, the fastest way to get knocked out too. Shit, because nigga go get on this bike and get tired. This nigga too. He's too. Xander's too heavy. He comes in too heavy to try to be on some new boxing on my toes shit against Boots. Remember after Dev beat Regis, Kitty Ellis said he wants to see Dev fight Boots. Hmm. Right. Joshua Berry Kitty just. Yeah, but that's the type of fight that's not. You don't really have to rush that type of fight. Dev versus Boots. That's something that if them niggas end up being the last niggas standing, then that's something that should happen. Yeah, if they end up being the last nigga standing, that's something that should happen. But that's not a fight we should rush. A fight that I do want to see that needs to be, it won't even be a rush because this shit been marinated for years. Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevenson. I want that fight bad. But we just got to wait till these niggas in their 30s, it looks like. Which they getting there. Yeah, man. I'm ready to see some boxing though. What's going on, my good
What's up,
brother?
bro? What's up with you?
Well, I'm just up here thinking about all these boxing fights, man. I'm actually glad I'm in a better mindset about boxing compared to what I was about a month and a half ago.
Why is that?
Because it was looking like, yeah, boxing was looking like, but now it's looking like, okay, we got something to work with here. We got Shock Foster, you know what I mean? I mean, Shock Ford, I meant. Uh,
Bro, boxing back, bro.
yeah. You got Moses, he looking like he's gonna fight Hergovich. That Fabio Warley versus Daniel Dubois look like they're about to rematch that shit. Uh,
I don't I don't think Fabio should do that shit, man.
nigga, I said his brain haven't even been fucking. The swelling hasn't gone down, nigga. Like Can you wait till
Right.
that you get the MRI results first, nigga? Like, damn. How you activate the
Right.
rematch? You didn't even get the results of your test. Did you even check your my chart, nigga?
I'm saying
Shit.
like, this nigga face might be different and shit. Like he ain't even like finished healing. But
What's up
Fabio,
with his nose?
that's what I'm saying, bro. And it's just like one of his earlier fights, he got like an injury on his because you see that scar that's like been on his nose. That's a recurrent injury. That shit be opening up. And he got that shit in the fight.
Yep. Well, I mean, it is what it is. What do you think about Moses Atama versus Hergovich?
Bro, Hergovich is my number one candidate for who I want to feed the Moses next, bro. Big Baby
I
Miller,
want to
number
see that too. Big look, niggas talk shit about Big. I want to see Big Baby Miller versus Moses Atama. What if he fuck around and beat Moses Atama?
I mean, he got the experience to do like some really frustrating shit, bro. Because you see that game he got, that's like, I don't like that boxing, bro. But that shit score points, bro, and it win fights, dog.
Oh, you see how you talking about how he be leaning on motherfucker and he be
Yeah,
pushing nigga in the corner,
he just
big ass.
tapping niggas and shit, bro.
Yeah,
Just sitting there and just try to just lean on niggas. Yeah, man, I don't like that shit too much. But Moses needs somebody who ain't just going to die for real. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know. Like man, like did you beat Daniel, not Daniel Boy, Dillian White. Like nigga, fuck Dillian White, whack ass. Nigga, he way past his prime when he couldn't even do anything. Like what?
And he ran right through him. And it's like Moses is like still trying to develop, going through like the best boxers in boxing, bro.
Man, I was just watching Albright versus Frank Martin. That was a good fight. That's low key an underrated fight.
I didn't rewatch that fight, but the first time I watched it, I actually had Frank up by a round at the end of the fight.
I rewatched it, and to me, in my opinion, it's still a draw. I still see it as a draw. I still see it as a draw for sure. Frank Martineau, that type of shit. Where is he? You know what I mean? Where the fuck is he? That shit. He probably his feelings got hurt because he was sure was talking a lot of shit during that build up. I think he felt like he was on a roll and he was gonna beat him.
Like, dog, he thought he talked to Tito Mercado before the fight. He was like, bro, after I handle business, then you and me, we could get it in. We could do it. And then okay, getting fucking silent.
Boy, he had a reality check after that fight. Nigga, he get to looking at the fucking okay, what they reading off on the cards. Oh, a draw. Okay, cool, cool.
Man, you gotta get rid of
Yeah.
some chains, man. You gotta put that chain away, bro. You gotta get serious, man.
Now and then rewatched it. I don't think it was just physical. I don't think anything physically was wrong with him. I think it was just a skill thing. A skill, like for example, Frank Martin, he'll throw some punches and then he'll bring it back like this. He don't bring it back to his face. He'll step back, or sometimes he'll bring it back to his face, but he'll catch up like this and he'll try to fake catch it. You know what I'm saying? Catch a shot and throw it back. But it's like, dude, sometimes you leave yourself exposed. Like I wish I could play the film without getting the copyright, but it's on my Twitter.
He
Um,
does he
he
does kind
he
of
threw
like
he threw a punch. He
mhm.
came back and kept his hand up, right? But then for some reason he dropped his right. And Albright seen it, and Albright just threw like a sneaky left hook, and it froze Frank Martin. And that's when Albright, he looked at him. He said, "Man, 1-2, 1-2. Because look at you. You're keeping your head down the middle. You're basically in awe. You're stuck. You're not moving. I mean, and I feel like if you've been boxing for a long time, it's subtle things that you do that pick up, and it's just second nature to you. You know what I mean? And that's from years of repetition doing it over and over again. And I don't feel like Frank has those years, you know,
He
doing
started.
those things.
I feel like his chin is weaker now. Like
Think
when
so?
ear was hitting him, it didn't look good, man. His head was gonna do
And
all
Albright not even known as a power puncher.
the. I don't know what it is, man. It's just he was hitting him with that shit. It was just like completely changing momentum of the fight, bro.
It was the sneaky. But I got a game plan for Keyshawn to beat Albright though. After watching these fights, it's short shots in the inside and body shots, short hooks specifically.
I don't even.
because
I
Frank
don't,
Martin was able to land them hooks on him, but I just feel like the guy Keyshawn Davis, him being more skilled, he can get closer and counter with something. But
the
what's your
chat.
thoughts on that?
The chat says, "Imagine if that fight went 12, but not here in Frank."
Yeah, he would have got stopped. Frank Martin would have got stopped.
That's what it was looking like.
Yeah.
And what you asked me before then?
I was basically saying, like, what do you think about or what would you think Keyshawn Davis' game plan will be tonight to beat Albright?
Oh yeah, you asked me if I agreed with that game plan. I mean, bro, I don't think Keyshawn really has to do anything too crazy against Nair. You know, just come in serious, just come in focus, just turn it up. Like, bro, like Jermaine Ortiz is more skilled than Nair Albright.
Yeah, Jermaine Ortiz beat him. I didn't even know that. I didn't even. That's a fight I should have watched. I didn't watch that.
You know, so it's just like going in here, just step on shit. It's just like this is one of those fights where if you don't stop them, we're kind of looking at you like, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to dominate Nair for real. You know, into this fight. Dog, I'm excited to see Keon fight again though.
He fights on. It's gonna be on the app. We gonna be able to see it or what?
I think it's going to be on the prelims. Uh, I think the prelims start like 6 or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm watching the highlights of Jermaine Ortiz and Albright. Yeah. Okay. I can see it, but I don't know. This is a kind of an older fight. I feel like Albright might be a little bit better than this. It says 4 years ago,
Yeah, but Keyshawn's
and
better
plus
than
he's fighting at 140 now. Or what fight was this? What class was this? I don't know, but I think the big brother he might lose again, man.
Pete Dobson ain't no slouch, man.
Yeah, I
But
said that today or yesterday, and people responded to it in my
but
comments now.
I do I did notice that like I think that fight with Nahir was Kelvin's he might have been one of his only fights at 140 for real. Like he's really a 147 pounder and he'll do catch weights at like 142 and like 143 and shit like that. But when he fought against Nahir,
Who?
Kelvin,
Oh, okay, okay.
you know, so when he fought against Nahir, he had to hit that 140-pound limit square, you know. So yeah, he the only
I haven't
time he
seen
fought
him do it, man.
the only time he made 140 pounds was his debut.
Damn.
You know, so he got to
I
show up.
mean, but a lot of people feel like the brother just don't got it.
Yeah,
What do
so
you think?
he got to show up tonight, man, because that fight against Nair, like, dang, look good.
Yeah, because what looked bad to me, in my opinion, was his balance and his punch output. He didn't throw that many punches, in my opinion. Or when he did throw a punch, it was very predictable.
Yeah, I mean, when they asked him about it, he was like, "Man, I just shouldn't be fighting at 140," and that's literally all he said about it. I'm like,
Okay, you can give him that. Everybody's due
yeah,
for one excuse. Shit,
yeah, you know, and he's the like the responsible one, kind of like out the bunch, right? He's the mature one, and so if
man.
he,
Because man, today I will argue for these niggas, man.
Mhm.
Not saying I'm getting paid to, but I will say this argument: the food today is very different from back then, where I don't think niggas can just be at those slim gym ass fucking weight classes no more, and not and it won't affect their performance. I'm
man,
seeing a lot of that.
man,
Not them not making the weight, but them making the weight and then their performance sucks because they're drained.
I think it was a business decision because they had fought for a WBC USA silver belt, right? So there was like some sort of jewelry on the line, and that would have been the first thing Kelvin got, I think.
So I think this rematch is a lot more interesting. Oh yeah, definitely, it definitely is interesting because
Hmm.
my very first time I watched Keyshawn versus Albright on a flight coming back from Cali. I was on a Delta flight, and they had ESPN on the on the little screen. So
Hmm.
I was watching it, But I was kind of half-ass watching it. But I'm like, I didn't really care for it. But then the whole brother situation, that's a storyline right there. Now it's like, okay, that should make me go back and watch that shit. I'm like, oh, okay, that was a pretty decent fight. And that shit that happened backstage, we can't forget that. I know Albright's a
Yeah.
church boy, but damn nigga, some niggas y'all need to speak on that shit. Them
Like
niggas jumped you, bro.
they probably wouldn't have made this fight if that ain't happened backstage. If we being for real.
That probably would have promoted the fight a little bit better if he came back on some. I'm doing this shit for what y'all did to me backstage.
Yeah.
But sometimes
I mean,
boxing it isn't the WWE.
but it's a
But it
lose,
could be.
man. It's a lose because if you beat Keyshawn somehow, they're gonna beat him up again.
Oh yeah, right. Nah, they're gonna have extra security. They're gonna beef up this fucking security.
Yeah, okay. Kelvin wasn't in there last time. He gonna be there this time.
Bro, that shit's crazy. One of the craziest moments I've seen on television. They put the camera all on the young nigga's face. Niggas look like he's ready to catch a body about this shit.
Bro,
Seeing Big Bro get beat on.
and it
That's
was
Big Bro though. That's different.
yeah. I mean, that's the first professional loss they ever took.
Yeah, they was all undefeated. Cause that hurts now that hurts the group.
Well,
This boxing shit is starting to become a team sport.
I
Okay,
mean,
get sick of that shit.
this shit is super fucking tribal, bro. I feel like that shit makes it more interesting, bro. Because there be a lot more going on between fighters than niggas know. You know,
It's like Shakur and his gang, Devin and his fans,
bro, Shakur and
the
his gang,
tanks.
bro, Shakur and his gang are so strong, bro. Bro, he got everybody over there.
I was watching the
Bad niggas, bro.
I was watching the Raymond Ford training video. I was just watching that. And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, they got that little crew over there.
Yeah, bro. And fucking he's like, so like they be kind of like pairing off in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like within the camp, niggas be like together. Certain niggas be together all the time, right? Like Zaquin done latched on to like Savage in that camp.
Yeah, I seen that. Speaking of him, I used to talk shit a little bit because when I see Moses, I'm like, he looks like a kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't look like a grown ass man. Is you sure this is the sport for him? Because he looks like a kid. But now he's grown up. This motherfucker look like he's getting bigger. He look like he's can fight at fucking welterweight.
Then
I
that
just
was a big jump.
Yeah, hell yeah. But that's a big jump. I guess it's tradition in boxing to start off as small as you can and then work your
Yeah,
way up.
yeah. That typically is like a standard practice. But I
Has there
do
been a boxer that started at a weight class and just stayed there? Triple G?
your guy Brian Norman.
Yeah. It's looking like Brian Norman need to
Yeah, and
take a
Triple G.
step up. But 154 is a big jump.
Yeah, but he only came in like point two over. You know that ain't
Man,
bad.
it's you gotta think about it though. Like you trained so fucking hard to fight for this damn fight. And then you gotta go do some extra bullshit last minute. Like that shit really affect your performance because you really supposed to be resting, letting them rehydrate, you know what I'm saying? Eating your proper nutrients or whatever to
I mean,
regain strength for
also,
tonight's fight. Like,
yeah,
but
I get
instead
that.
you gotta run off. You gotta do some more bullshit. It's like imagine working out. You just went crazy in the gym, and a nigga said,
I
"Man,
mean,
hold on, turn back around, man. You got to go back and hop on the treadmill one more time." You'd be
yeah, but
low
also
key tight.
he only came in point two over, and he didn't just take his shorts off like Keyshawn did immediately. So he was probably like point one over two. Could just did like I think it's not that bad for Brian. I think it's worse for Keyshawn than it is for Brian Norman. Because think about everything that Brian Norman has been through since like his last fight. You know, like his camp is different now. Like he's not as close as he was with his dad on the boxing tip. He's trying different trainer, so he's traveling different places. He's trying different things and shit, trying to put it all together. And so now he's trying to see if it actually worked. And if all that really work out to is like 0.2 pounds, overweight, weigh-ins, like that's not too bad.
You know, his pops probably somewhere saying, if that boy was with me, he never would have missed weight.
Yeah, if that boy was with me, he wouldn't have been 0.2 pounds over. But like, bro, it's just like if he was 0.2 pounds less, there would be no talk about it whatsoever, bro. It's a fifth of a pound, dog. You know what I'm saying? In the
I
past,
get it. Trust me, I get it. But
yeah.
do you understand my point? It's the fact that you still have to like
Mm-hmm.
do some bullshit
Yeah, but
because
that's
ain't
not a lot of
how,
weight. You
you
got,
don't think that can affect your performance a little bit?
I mean, maybe depending on like what you typically do after the weigh-in, because that means you have to spend more time doing shit, right? But like, bro, you might be able to lose that with like a fucking haircut or some shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Go pee. You know what I'm saying? Like clip your toenails,
He
shit,
said
bro. Like,
he said, hey, he must not have been training too hard. You know, some I feel like some fighters they work out and they just wait really last minute to cut all that weight and like
I will say it's just like maybe the stuff in his personal life got in the way of his regular trainer routine. You know what I'm saying? Like think about the time he spent probably going back and forth with his dad or like negotiating like between trainers and shit like that when he'll normally just be training like usual. You know what I'm saying? Because he made a lot of changes.
yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, now he's with Ronnie Shields.
You
What
know
you
what I'm
think
saying?
about? What you
Together.
think about that? I guess we gonna find out tonight, huh?
I guess so, man. Joshua
Yeah,
Wagner.
he been streaming. Who been streaming? Says Brian, Derek James or Ronnie Shields. Nah, he's with Ronnie Shields.
Yeah, Ronnie Shields.
Oh yeah, shit. Streaming not locked in. Who's been streaming? Brian Norman or Key? Oh yeah, Keyshawn been streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That nigga was eating crab legs.
Yeah, but he done, I think he done took time off from streaming. I don't think he streamed in a while. Like I don't, to be honest, I don't think he streamed like I don't. It could have been for this whole training camp. If we being for
Nah, he
real.
was streaming. Nah, every time I looked up, they said this nigga was doing some type of stream.
Yeah, but then he fucking just stopped, bro. Let me see if I miss something. Yeah, he just stopped streaming. We probably pick it up randomly at some point. Yeah, them niggas on kick.
Said Derek James would have been better for Brian Norman Jr. You think so? I don't know. I feel like that would have made him a little pretty much in the same mode that he's already in. It's kind of stiff.
Yeah, bro. All these clips is old. They talking like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and shit.
But the shit with Blueface. But still, that's some time you could have been. I mean, but he was. I guess he was training. I guess
Yeah,
he was staying in shape,
yeah,
playing
right,
around. I guess with the folks.
right. You know what I'm saying? Like as much fun as he was having, like he was working out. You know what I'm saying?
I did some shit like that too. There's some young kids at the gym where I'm at here in St. Paul, Minnesota. See, we had a national champ here too. His name is Devin. Funny that his name is Devin too. Um, but yeah, I was put the little pad. They had the little body weight on or whatever, and I was punching on that shit. It's on my channel. But yeah, that should be fun sometimes. Just fucking around. But with boxing, you can't really sleep on your opponents. But I feel like he understands that Albright's not on his level. Do you think he could be underestimated, Albright, y'all? I think he's underestimated.
I mean, that seems like to be the story of Albright, right? Like people underestimating him going in there and overperforming. You know?
And then you got to think about the mental aspect too, because he said this is not even a fight he wanted.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully Keyshawn just go in there and just blow him out the water. You know what I'm saying? And just make sure the performance matches up with the attitude. You know what I'm saying? He ain't shit. He just doing his shit. So go ahead and just knock this shit out.
Yeah. But if you get a knockout, that's gonna look good.
I mean, he damn near need a knockout because you already beat this man, and it's not like it was close or nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I went back and watched it. I'm like, this shit wasn't. You could see who's really the clear winner in this motherfucker. You could see who's more seasoned for real.
Yeah, so okay, just because you beat up on Frank Martin, after Tank knocked him the fuck out.
And then I'm watching Frank. I'm like, nigga, Keyshawn probably would have did Frank Martin worse.
Bro,
Shit.
bro, Keyshawn would have stopped that Frank Martin.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like, niggas like, nah, Keyshawn, Frank Martin. I'm like, nah, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I rock with Frank Martin, but damn, nigga, that nigga probably would have got stopped by Keyshawn.
That nigga Frank Martin need to be nice to Keyshawn.
But that's still a fight down the line if they ever want to make it happen. Stay busy fight.
A stay busy fight. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
God damn, Frank. It wasn't supposed to go like this. He was be fighting Tito Mercado and some more shit.
I know, but once you fall off that boxing totem pole, what do? You gotta work your
Yeah,
way back up.
yeah, man.
But he
Making it
got a
hard.
draw though. It's not like he lost.
I mean, I actually had him winning. You know what
But
I'm saying?
it was a fight that you was really supposed to watch, dude. But then again, we're fans. We don't know. Shakur Stevenson said that shit was gonna be tough.
I mean, Kurt usually know what he be talking about when he be
I
calling
mean,
fights.
yeah, I'm saying like if Kurt said that shit's really closer than a lot of people think, then maybe we
Speaking
should
of,
give to. But I don't know. But that fight definitely you can tell it knocked Frank Martin's confidence down a little bit because he's been quiet on the ground.
yeah, man. I ain't been on the ground too active, but it's like I can't imagine him like feeling the same he was before the fight, because he was talking to niggas real slick and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah, he
saying?
was talking real. That's this boxing shit, man. It'll humble you for real.
Yeah, bro. He's like, yo, once I go and handle business, Tito,
So y'all think Keyshawn gonna call out Devin? Nah,
bro. Of course he gonna
Bobby,
call
man.
out Devin, bro. That's the main person he like calling out, bro. He want that Devin fight one way or another. Even if he don't make his own fights, he gonna say that shit.
Top Ring gonna be like, this guy Devin. I know you feel like you can beat him, but we hadn't. It's the same new. We had last a couple guys from Top Ranks that they wanted to fight Devin, and it just didn't turn out the way we've seen it. Maybe this is not the best business decision to go in the route of. They're gonna sit him down and talk to him like that in the back room. They're gonna sit
Yeah,
him down and say, "Hey, man, well, I feel like you feel like you can win, but maybe we should take a different route. Fight a Frank Martin. You guys had a little beef.
they're like that's cool and all, but we already have this here, and this is gonna make some money. Fight Nair Albright, the guy who beat your brother. I'm not
Right.
sure how I'm not really sure what to expect like for this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what I want to see, but like after this, like how good can you possibly do to get back to where you want to be against like Nahir
I
Albright?
mean, if he has to go in there and stop Albright on some like Terrence
He,
Crawford shit,
he has to whoop his fucking ass,
ass,
bro.
like, and then call out Devin Haney. Be like, yeah, and I still want Devin Haney, nigga.
He has to damn near knock this nigga unconscious, bro. Like it got to be something that you got to watch over and over again. I don't think that this was a good performance going to hold up. We like, bro, he did this to Nahir.
If I was Devin, I would have pulled up to Norfolk on some random shit to just be there.
Hey, didn't Dev tweet something like, yo, shout out to like Norman Sr.? Like he gonna be on the sidelines or some shit like that. Watching from outside the ring or some shit like that.
I don't know. I didn't see that shit. I really haven't been that active on looking at other people's tweets. I just been posting and just been doing my shit. I've been at the gym and shit.
Yeah, I think somebody retweeted that shit on my shit.
Like
And
I
then,
missed that tweet where he said this the nigga that Boot said was gonna beat me.
yeah. Oh, bro, how you feel about that fight?
What?
That Karen and Patty Donovan.
That shit, in my opinion, I don't want to say Karen was off, but it's like, did you really prepare for this fight? Because you look kind of cheap, nigga.
And the thing is, bro, I don't really think he was off, bro. I think there's a couple of things. So, like, one, when we see Karen fight, like he did better against Boots than everyone else, right? But that was a different kind of fight, right? Like Karen was on his back foot. Like that's like where his package is. You know what I'm saying? Like his bag got that kind of shit in it. But against Patty Donovan, bro, Patty Donovan would just not come forward. Like in the first couple of rounds, like Karen's like, bro, what are you doing? Come and fight me. And he just wouldn't, bro. And so Karen ended up being on the front foot the entire fight. And that's not where his skill set is.
Skill sets on the back foot. But a lot of people, they're looking at it as a hit on Boots' stock. But then again, these could just be haters.
And they
You
could.
know,
And what happened to like, oh, he wasn't the same. Now he don't fight Boots. You know what I'm saying?
I don't believe that wasn't the same shit because this nigga had didn't he have like two KOs before this?
He had one fight and I think a stoppage after that. He won a decision and a stoppage after he fought Boots. Man, say goodbye to Karen, bro. You ain't never gonna hear about Karen again, fam.
That's what I thought we was gonna have the first time.
Bro. To Patty
First
Don.
fight, I thought I was never gonna see this nigga on the TV ever again.
This was his chance, man. And it's just like I had Patty Donovan fucked up, man, because it's just like because his fights with Lewis Crocker with
Does
them.
that make Lewis Crocker look good though?
No, it doesn't, bro. No, it doesn't. It does. Brain look like Lewis Crocker, just worse and worse. Because it's just like Patty Donovan got two losses, bro, but they were both two debacles with Patty Donovan, bro. I mean, with Lewis Crocker. So Patty Donovan lost the first fight because he was up on the cards, but then like going into like the seventh round, he hit Crocker after the bell and knocked his ass out.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing like some highlights of that shit.
Yeah, they was going crazy over that shit after one point. Like it was just
And
a
then
mess.
the nigga flipped over and niggas was like, oh.
Yeah, so he lost by disqualification. And in the second fight, like they went to decision and then he kind of got robbed, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, and they gave it to Lewis.
I mean, because Eddie Hearn got that paper, or he signed to Eddie Hearn too.
And they was fighting for that. They rematch was for the welterweight belt.
So now Patty Donovan is Crocker's mandatory.
So Crocker has to fight Liam Perro, and it seems like Patty Donovan is gonna be fighting the winner of that fight. So like, bro, this nigga,
Yeah, that's why Eddie was like, nah, nigga, I ain't making no Devin Haney fight because I can make money locally
man, fucking
in house.
Patty was talking about he wants that trilogy. Bro, it's crazy asking for a trilogy after you lost twice to a nigga, but not really losses, but like they lost on paper. He's already two
I
up.
think Devin's just about to go to his money fight era because he's not getting no belts at fucking 147. It looks like.
It seems like he's doing a bunch of negotiating, man. He's trying to figure out like what's the best option for him for real.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Cause it's just like try to negotiate with Rolly, but then they hit him with some bullshit. You know what I'm
And
saying?
anybody who say different is a liar. That deal that PBC was offering is crazy.
Bro,
Six
having to have like them recoup before they get paid is nuts, bro. Like,
six million at that.
bro, this is Devin Haney. So you telling me if for some reason at all, y'all don't get that money back, then nobody gets paid?
How does that sound?
No, bro. Like, I'm not putting my shit in
And
your
then
hand.
on top of that, the fight is May 30th, not fucking August, September. Y'all not even gonna have enough time to promote it that much to even guarantee y'all gonna make more than 6 million.
Yeah, no, fam. You know what I'm saying? And you know, fucking Zuffa is courting Dev behind the scenes, bro. He's probably just on the phone all the time right about now. Him and Bill.
Yep.
You
I would, and then I see like I see people tweeting, "Oh my god, man! If Devin signed, and Devin and Shakur signed a Zuffa, man, they sold their soul." What's your thoughts on that shit? Before I speak,
Selling your soul is kind of like some low IQ shit to say. You know what I'm saying? These are all contracts, y'all negotiating shit, and you abide by the terms. It's just business, man. I know Zuffa is the new face on the block, and they kind of do have a villain backing them. You know what I'm saying? But on the business tip, you gotta do what's best for you because all of boxing, everybody's basically independent contractors, man. Ain't got no union, ain't really got a whole lot protecting you. So you gotta make do with what you got. But the only reason people are saying this because of that Bill tweet, and people are just like taking that and they running with it, and just
what
building on
Bill tweet?
that Bill tweet where he was like, $100 million.
Oh yeah,
Then like a question mark. And he's like, who's your manager? Question mark. Like, bro, that shit don't mean shit, bro.
that
You
shit
don't,
got people talking. Oh my god, Devin Haney's
yeah.
about to get a
Like,
hundred million.
bro, that shit got people going nuts, bro. I'm like, dog, if you really take a look at this could mean nothing at all. He's just asking these are questions that he asking.
See, Bill, he mastered something that I learned early too. It's like perspective. Perspective is key. You don't know if this nigga's lying or not, but he's gauging shit by y'all reaction. People believe it because they just gave Conor Ben $15 million, right? Or perceived $15 million. So they're thinking, damn, we know Devin Haney is a much better fighter than Conor Ben. Maybe they did try to offer him a crazy deal for $100 million. Just that thought alone just got people talking. But like you said, it could be nothing. It could be something.
Yeah, and then people are just trying to make sense of it. They're like, damn. So if Devin Haney getting 100 million, who could be getting 100 million from? Shit, it gotta be Zuffa. But damn, if he's signing in Zuffa, that means he gotta have somebody to fight. There ain't nobody for him to fight really over there in Zuffa. So, oh shit, they signing Dev and Shakur to Zuffa. I'm like, y'all niggas is tripping, bro.
Like pump your brakes a little bit, huh?
Yeah, bro. Like, hey now, like, bro, we don't know shit about shit. But they typically do good business for themselves. So we gonna see. They might not even know what's up yet.
Right.
Cause shit, bro, this negotiating with Shakur shit has been like a 3-year process or some shit like that.
Yeah,
So
this has to be this. They really have to agree to terms because Zuffer talking about they can't promote their brand or something like that.
you gotta wear the black, white, or teal. Pick one.
Right. They might switch their rules for their new signees, and I think that's something that they're ironing out. They could be ironing out. Think about it. You if you really about to sign some stars, I don't think they're going for. I can't even promote my own brand. There's so many people attached to me. They got old. You know what I'm saying? I'm plugged in with this person. I might owe this person some loyalty. We signed a contract to promote this brand for
Yeah,
this
man.
many years. Like
Like how you
that's
gonna
about to just give up.
Yeah, bro. You can't be no monolith in boxing where you got so much other business already going on. And so it's just like, what, you get this card not gonna happen because you don't want this nigga to wear what the fuck he want to wear. Everything else is cool, but he want to wear his goddamn gladiator trunks, nigga.
And then if Devin them start wearing whatever they want, the other fighters on Zuffa going like, damn, why the fuck we can't? Y'all got some bullshit, some
Yeah.
seniority going on or something
Yeah,
like that.
so it might get reduced down to a mandatory Zuffa patch on everybody's trunks.
Yeah, yeah, they might have to just change the whole rules for everybody based on
Yeah,
the
yeah. So it's going to be interesting, man. And shit, if I was Dev, I know if I probably wouldn't like deal with Zuffa too much right now because I know Zuffa is still working out they shit with just a business of boxing as a whole.
What? Eddie Hearn did something like what Zuffa could possibly be doing. When they came out with the zone and they had that $1 billion, they threw that money at young Devin. Literally, they threw that shit at that nigga. Zuffa may have that money to burn. That's a
Well,
big name. That's a if it's not at the lower weight classes, we're not talking about heavyweights. If it's not Gervonta Davis, it has to be Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson or
we'll
Boots.
we'll see, bro, because this shit didn't really work out for Live Golf.
Yeah, but it worked out for the zone.
You know,
That was one company niggas thought they was gonna flop because they ran out of that money. They said they lost a lot of money.
yeah, but
On
all these leagues are like independent of each other. You know what I'm saying? You can't just like, okay, now we're gonna set up these leagues and just set up this league and just throw all this money at people and just hope shit work out. You know what I'm saying? It's
what
like,
makes me feel like it's gonna work out is the fact that it's with Paramount.
yeah, but you know that deal,
If it was just Dana White, I'd be like,
but that deal comes to an end. You know what I'm saying? So if Paramount isn't happy with the product, they just say, we don't want to show boxing no more.
right. That's
Go
true.
to, yeah, go to
Want to be
TV.
you don't want to be stuck on no lifelong contract with these niggas.
Yeah, but man, I heard YouTube has shows very high quality video content. Y'all guys should go over there or some shit. Go to Tubi.
Zuffa gonna expose these fighters hiding behind the bullshit of boxing, the business of boxing. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
Maybe.
Even though they try to create a monopoly, I guess I did appreciate the fact that we're able to see a lot of good boxing fights that we wouldn't have seen.
Yeah, and the fights be competitive. Like I haven't seen no bullshit. I haven't really seen too much bullshit judging. The only time I seen some bullshit judging was for Callum Walsh. The fight was closer than it was. He still won, but they gave it to him like it was like a wash. But that was the only time I had seen like some cards I didn't really agree with on Zuffa.
Like that shit with that big ass card that had Big Baby fighting Andy Ruiz and Morrell fighting Hot Rod and Crawford fighting what's his name? I like that shit. And Big Baby Miller fighting Bacoli. I like a stacked card like that. And I'm starting to get comfortable with that shit. So now when I see other cards that don't have undercards like that, I'm like, when we getting back to that shit again?
I think things
But
are still pretty good, man. It's like we
Dana
getting
said they said we getting everybody. You could just be talking.
you know, but as a fan, bro, as a consumer of boxing, shit is lit.
Oh yeah. I'm ready for Shock versus Ford.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
I do think Oshaki's gonna come in 2 rounds up though.
My biggest fear in that fight is Ray Ford being too small to hang with this nigga.
Bro, he don't look smaller than him though.
Yeah, I heard y'all talking about that one day on here, but I didn't come up that day, but I just disagree, bro. Like I just think Oshaki a better fighter than Ford.
You think so?
I think Ford take a lot of chances, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying
He
a
do. He
bad
let
fighter,
them
but
hands fly though.
yeah, and I think Oshaki is like, because this is my opinion. I don't know if people agree with me, but when I watched Oshaki bring his last few fights, especially against Fulton, where he controlled distance almost as good as Shakur.
Yeah, Fulton
I
looked
just,
like shit in that fight though.
yeah.
I'm hearing a little Texas accent. Is that why you
Nah,
saying Shock is better?
nah, I'm from Louisiana, but
Oh, you from Louisiana? Oh, okay.
yeah. I just like Shock. I think Shock way better than people giving him credit for. I really think this is gonna be his coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people, he put people on notice with the Fulton fight, but I think this is about to be his coming out party where a lot of when you go through YouTube and you hear boxing conversations, I think we're about to start hearing his name more.
It really do sound good, and it's a possibility because I've seen a Shock. He's a strong dude.
Yeah.
You're a strong dude.
But I don't think Ray is gonna come in there like Fulton did.
No,
Scooter
not at
was
all.
Yeah, that's true.
that was the worst Scooter I've ever seen, bro.
Ever seen like what?
Like, after that fight, bro, I try to tell niggas, bro, Stephen Fulton used to be a pound for pound fighter, like top 10 in the world, nigga.
The shit he used to do was like some Matrix level shit on Angel, especially that Angel Leo fight.
Dog,
Like
yes, he beat Angelo Lee, bro. Man, that's a champion right now, bro. It's just like, and he beat Big twice, bro.
yeah,
It just, I don't know, bro. I don't. After that NOA fight, it all went downhill for him, man.
Yeah, too. You know, when you're too big for a weight class, but you're too small for a weight class, but your body telling you no, nigga, you can't do it.
Man,
I think I just like Floyd combination punching, man. I
man.
feel like his IQ is decent. Um, that's why I gave him that nickname, but it's not certified if he until he beats Shock. The nickname Sugar Ray Ford.
I honestly don't think it's fair. Like, cause Savage has everything he fucking needs in order to beat Shock, bro. Like, he got Shakur in his camp. They niggas done brought over goddamn Richardson Hitchens over to the camera. Like, god damn, bro. Like niggas like, oh, you had to get the
But
whole
them
nigga.
niggas ain't country strong like that nigga.
Bro,
Uh,
Hitchens is
uh,
a
what's his
welterweight,
name?
bro. Hitchens is a welterweight, bro.
Yeah. But if y'all listen to the stories, bro, so this I be peeping game on that little backstory too. So the way Shock break it down, you know, they were all friends at one point, but Shock be like, he used to get the best of them dudes, and Shakur try to coach them dudes up because Shock was running through them. And then you know him and Shakur, that's what made Shock fall out with Shakur when he found out Shakur was behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? Like trying to coach, and he felt like Shakur was hating on him. So
Oh,
he
when
went
this
on to
nigga when he come back, make sure you hit this nigga with a left hook. Type
yeah.
shit.
Yeah. So this tell me, bro. Now I'm not saying Shock can beat Shakur, right? But I do believe Shock know he way better than everybody else. That's why he keep going directly for Shakur. And Shakur keep trying to throw minions in his way. He like, no,
But
I just want to fight you.
when did the
No
when did the
minions
smoke
in his way.
when did the smoking weed come into the play? Because Shakur just had to let it be known that Oshaki was smoking after sparring.
I don't think
Yeah,
he
that's
would say that
crazy.
to like the track. You know, he probably said that because it was just interesting. Like, yeah, we did that nigga went outside, he smoked the blunt.
I ain't gonna
But that's
lie,
kind of
He definitely look like a nigga that smoke a blunt after sparring.
Hell yeah, bro. That nigga Oshaka systems, bro. Dog, this nigga probably got like, Shock. Shock was I know we on live and shit, but anyways, Shock was the plug, right?
Oh
yeah, but
yeah. I mean, we could nigga. This is boxing. He did do a little time, so
Yeah, so it's
I
like
did hear
so as
about
far
that.
as like weed, bro, it's just he's right there.
my thing is, y'all don't think there's some hating stuff to put that kind of heat on them? They professional fighters, bro. You don't tell people that they out here smoking bud, bro. Like that's
Right,
crazy.
and that's why I said first you got niggas recording Bill Haney without his consent, and then you got niggas fucking talking about you smoking weed and all that. Like, damn, nigga, you know that I'm in Texas, bro. Them niggas drug
Yeah.
testing fucking weed. That's a whole pad. Niggas fights got can't. Niggas whole fights turned into no contest about that shit.
You're like your brothers.
All right.
Yeah, I'm pushing for Foster to actually get that Shakur fight. That's another reason why y'all might hear me have some bias for him. I don't want to see him lose until he get in the ring with Shakur.
I support that. I respect that shit.
I respect it
Yeah,
too. I was thinking about that too. I was like, damn, I do want to see him call Shakur and shit up. But it's like, damn, Ford, my nigga though. I fuck with Ford.
Yeah, because Foster is really set up to have quite the underdog story if he can just perform.
facts. Hey, he got movie level storytelling. You know what I'm saying? His life,
Yeah,
coming from
if he beat
yeah.
what's his name personally, oh yeah, Shakur, he that's one up on Shakur game.
Yeah.
And like, and boxing is becoming so prolific, bro, because it's just like Shakur is attached, his story is attached to Bud's story. And we know how prolific that is. And then Shock whole story is attached to it, bro. It's like a whole fucking thing, bro. A lot of this shit is like, bro, this is why I say boxing,
These niggas treating this shit like it's Def Jam fight for New York. And
nigga.
Yeah.
Hey,
Shakur is fucking Crow.
this is why I say that it's like niggas who watch boxing typically really love boxing, bro, because this shit is damn near soap opera for men, bro.
It really is.
Bro, these
I
niggas
don't think
treating
no
it.
other sport,
Hold
no
on.
other
These
sport
niggas
is
really treating this shit like it's Def Jam. Like this nigga Shakur the leader, and the little homies
He the leader.
is protect. Yeah, that you got to fight before you get to him.
right.
Mm.
Shakur a hypocrite though, because he said Tank did the same thing to him, beat De Los Santos again and then I'll fight you. But you turn around and do the same thing. Like, I don't rock with that, bro. I can't. I don't like the fakeness. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, I do think that fight's a little more complicated to make as well because he's a champion at 140 and he ain't got no jury at 135 or 130. So if they meet, it'll be at 135, maybe, I guess. But like for what? You know what I'm saying? And so like the stakes ain't even where they supposed to be for that fight. And then what? So I'm gonna have to go down to 130 to go down for your belt, or you're gonna have to go up to 140. It just don't even make sense right now, even though the
For
fight.
who?
Shaka versus Shakur.
No, just yeah, for Shaka Shakur.
Well, you know, Shock said he chasing Shakur, so he'll go wherever he can get him.
Oh
He
shit!
said that I was going mouth. You know, he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go wherever you go." So,
But with a
you saw
WBO,
Shock last fight was at 140, right? So he gonna fluctuate in between. I don't think he killed whether it's 135 or 140.
no,
Yeah,
Shaq last fight was at 135 technically.
Oh, it was all right.
yeah, but Duke came in heavier.
Yeah, like Scooter came in heavy. They said, "Fuck it, we gonna put an interim lightweight belt on for this shit." The WBC, the belt that Jadier Herrera got now.
That's funny as shit.
That's so crazy, bro. Why would you let that belt go?
They like, man, we need some money. Somebody get this belt.
Hey man, bring a bigger pie. You know what I'm saying? Get them. Your slice will still be pretty big after fucking with these WBC niggas, bro, and then your stock be up there, bro.
Hey, so what y'all think if I want y'all reaction, but like honestly, right? Because I'm not big on Keyshawn, but I don't want to hate. So I'm gonna ask y'all, what is y'all gonna think if he either lose to Albright or struggle with Albright?
Oh, I said it. His stock taking a major hit.
Yep. Straight up.
Yeah, he can't lose. I don't think he can lose this fight. I don't think he's gonna lose this fight though.
Me neither. I feel like he needs to get a stoppage, or else his stock is going down straight out.
Yeah, I believe so too.
But don't y'all think if he look bad, bro, that's gonna be a knock too? Because most people didn't want to see this fight to begin with. They feel like this, they feel like this kind of a cherry pick anyway.
Yeah, bro.
But that's the thing.
Anything outside of a stoppage, damn near, is a knock on Keyshawn.
Yeah. Other than Wu ain't never necessarily been stopped, and if he just whoop him and Wu's tough, he can get away with that. But I look at it like this: is when you look at Keyshawn's tape, Keyshawn don't got bad tape. Period. You know, he's had that one no contest, but all his fights has been stoppages or unanimous decisions. And when I went back and watched the fight last night, and then you watch his fight since then, he's a little more sharper, and he didn't even look a whole lot confident in that fight against Wu as he looked, later on in his fights and even against Jermaine Ortiz. So I think the weight issue, I thought it was an issue at first, but then when I realized they were doing the live weigh-in, the official weigh-in live, and then if you look at the backstory, normally the official weigh-in be in the morning, and it's not uncommon for individuals to be 0.1, 0.2 off, and then use those 2 hours to make weight, and then they show up at the ceremonial weigh-in, weighing in, and you don't even know about it. So at first I thought it was an issue. Oh, go ahead.
I feel like people wanted to hate on Keyshawn about that shit, like 0.1 over.
I mean, let's be real. If a belt was on the line, that shit would look crazy. But since a belt not on the line,
think about it, bro. It's really, if he was just 0.1 pounds under, which he end up, then we're not even talking about it at all. It's a 1/10 of a pound.
It's a 1/10 of a pound. It's your underwear, bro.
Yeah, right. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, bro, he can just get an edge up and that shit is gone. You know what I'm saying? Like he go do some jumping jacks and some shit. He do some burpees and that shit off.
Because you gotta look, it's 1.6 ounces.
And it could also be the scale too, far as we know.
Yeah, they said it was the scale. My only thing with the scale is that because I know Ronnie Shields said something about Brian Norman, but I'd be interested in, because all the other fighters made weight, but so if it was off, I guess they were lower than they were supposed to be if they made weight. I didn't look at exactly who made exactly weight, like who was pushing it for them to do it. But that'd be crazy though if they didn't have that skill right. And especially in a professional boxing match, and you got people trying to make weight and the scale's off. And we know, pounds make a difference in how these fighters show up and be able to qualify for these bouts.
Hey, my young in this
fight.
Dedrick
So basically, y'all saying he shouldn't go up to 147. He should stay where he at.
Yeah, I think he should do what he wants. But that's the thing. I want him at 147 because I want him to fight Devin.
Yeah.
That's why I thought.
I try to take into account for all the shit he went through after like the Devin fight. You know, hold on. What are we talking about now? We talking about Keyshawn moving up to welterweight, or we
Keyshawn
talking
moving
about?
up to
Yeah.
147.
He probably gonna stay at 140. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a little bit over.
And here's my knock. Here's my knock against him fighting Albright. My only knock against him fighting Albright is that he's fighting him at 140 because Albright in his last fight against Frank Martin missed weight at 140. So I kind of felt like he was trying to, because he struggled with weight, he wanted to try to keep him at 140. And also because I had a bias because I want him to fight Devin. So if he was really wanting to fight Devin, you would think you would bring Albright up to 147 as like a tune-up for you to get
Right.
acclimated to that weight if you're gonna really challenge for the title. So that's my only, critique. And it ain't even a critique. It's just, me,
What I,
really wanting to see that fight happen.
what I want to see after this, bro, is if Norman wins tonight and Keyshawn wins tonight, I want him to go to 147 and fight Norman for his first fight at 147.
They both in top rank. That can
Yeah.
happen. That can happen. And then it sets up a potential Devin fight as well because if he was to get through Brian Norman Jr., then they got a common opponent.
Exactly.
Man, I hope Brian
Yeah,
Norman don't look like Karen did.
yeah,
Right. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I think Norman about to knock dude out, bro. When I heard Ronnie Shields talking, Ronnie said, they've been working on that jab. So all that recklessness
What
that
they
he
been
said
working
he's
on?
doing, his jab. So,
yeah. I just want to
basically what
see improvement of his skills. Oh, go ahead, my fault.
yeah. That's what he was saying. Basically, he emphasized the jab because that's the report. That's what the reporter asked him about is the jab. But when I read
Yeah,
between the lines, what he's saying is, I'm teaching Brian Norman to think. I don't think we're gonna see
yeah.
that same aggressive bulldozer no more. Well, it's still gonna be there because that's his nature. But I think Ronnie gonna refine him.
Yeah, I just want to see head movement and I want to see footwork. I want to see educated feet because that's what was, what the critique was of him going into Devon and he got exposed. Is he don't be
Right.
moving his head off the line. And even his dad admitted it when he was on them live. Is that he don't
Who?
move his head. And he kind of alluded to Brian Norman Sr. and he kind of alluded to Brian Norman Jr. knowing it and like being hard headed and not training himself up out of it. So that's what I want to see is if his head movement and then if his footwork, because he's flat-footed, he don't really move and position himself with his feet to get to his punches. That's why when you seen him with Dev, he got caught early and then he could never get where his punches was at because he was over swinging. He was reaching, trying to swing instead of getting his feet to position for him to get his punches off. So that's what I want to see.
I want to see body punching from Keyshawn tonight.
That's what he do. That's what he do. And that's one thing. I
Yeah.
mean, my thing is for me, man, and much respect for Roy, man, for letting me up on the show, because my whole thing is I like boxing and analyzing and talking about boxing and what's going on in the ring. All the outside stuff, I understand that stuff plays a part into it, but just the analysis. And so I watch a lot of boxing matches and not just highlights. And one thing I can say, like when you watch all Keyshawn's fights, if you watch them all the way through, his fundamentals is solid. It's for Indian. He's just got gifts
I
like
know. I was
his
just big.
jab. Oh, go ahead.
That's what I do. That's what I do too, man. I'm not like these other dudes who swear they just know everything. I already
Yeah,
admit I don't know everything, but I do watch boxing, the fights. watch it in slow motion too,
yeah,
and fucking just study that shit. That's how I knew fucking Brian Norman had nothing against fucking Devin. Not no bias shit, just based off
yeah,
of skills alone and fighting alone. Like you can see the clear difference. But with Keyshawn, I was watching him versus Albright, and I rewatched that just yesterday, and I'm like, damn man, this guy Keyshawn, he's a lot sharper than Albright, way
yeah.
sharper. You can see it because Albright sometimes he be throwing punches with his eyes closed and shit. Keyshawn be staring right at a motherfucker.
Yeah, if you staring right at him, but Keyshawn's good in the mid range. He parries a lot of punches, right? He catches and shoots, and
I
then
like
he
how he
he
was
knows.
pivoting in that Albright fight.
Yeah, I like how he oscillates between coming from the back foot to the front foot. Like he don't, he can do both.
But
So that's
I
what I
had a
like about his
critique.
style.
I had a critique. I don't feel like he looked as sharp as 140 as he does at 135. And I know we just had one fight.
Yeah,
But based off this one fight, it looks like maybe he could be shaking off the ring rust. But I feel like his movements, he was a lot quicker at 135.
But do you give more credit? Do you give credit for a good opponent in Jermaine Ortiz? Because he made
I
Jermaine look
would
the way
say
Jermaine looked
Jermaine
the
is a
worst.
solid. He's definitely a solid opponent. And if you're able to knock him out, that's impressive because this nigga be taking people to the distance.
Yeah.
So it's a solid win. Um, do I rate Ortiz higher than Frank Martin? Uh,
Uh,
nah, I don't
uh,
know.
but
I don't know
my thing here is
because
I
I
ain't
feel
gonna
like
lie.
Keyshawn beat both. Keyshawn beat both for sure.
Yeah. But
But
my thing is, I got a
yeah, go
knock
ahead.
against Frank Martin. I got a knock against Frank Martin with the tank fight because, and the reason why is because what I seen him dig deep when he fought Artem. When he shout out to his coach, Derek James, we're in them last rounds. He encouraged him. He had to turn it up, and he was down. And he dug deep. He was so timid and scared against Tank, and that really
Because
bothered me.
you know why? Do you know what I feel like it was? I feel like that weight cut. We got to be real. That weight cut was bad.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
bad.
wake up, crazy. Yeah,
It was
that's
super
true.
bad. And then on top of that, he's going into this fight with a KO puncher that has history with him. That probably beat him up in sparring. And he hit Tank with a lucky punch or whatever. But I feel like he knew, like, man, I don't feel the best, and this nigga closing the distance on my ass. It's already a matter of time. He probably already had that in his head.
I mean, you might have to call it the weight cut because, like I said, when you look at the tape, he touched all four sides of the ring in the first round. He was on the ropes. People don't
Yeah,
realize that they was giving him them early rounds, but he was backstepping and he literally touched
I don't know why
all four
people say
sides
he
of the
had a
ring.
good performance against Tank. He didn't.
Nah, he didn't.
He did
I
not
think
have a
it.
good performance against Tank. I don't know why
I,
people keep on saying that.
well, but it's
And then
my critique. My critique was the same as y'all's, but I do see it a little different. I think he had a decent performance, and I think he outboxed Tank for most of
He
the
didn't
fight.
commit to
My
none of them
biggest
punches.
my biggest problem with him though was like you said when he got walked down in those corners when Tank was in predator mode. He just sat there and accepted it, bro. Like
he
if
froze
this
up.
guy would have
Yeah.
just incorporated the clinch, bro. I'm talking about something as simple as clinching Tank and forcing the reset. He would have survived much longer and maybe made it to the end of the fight. He didn't clinch once.
Yeah, maybe, but that's when it's fool's gold when you look at the first four rounds because how he's fighting and how he's on the back step, he's touching
Yeah.
the ropes. Like he's surviving and he's not letting take hit him, but he's literally moving backwards and he's literally
And
on the
he's
ropes,
not committing
and
to
that's
none of his
and
punches.
he's not exactly he's not committing to none of his punches, and that was his demise in the later rounds because it slowed down. Right, he was fresh doing that in the first four rounds. He tried to continue that same thing in the later rounds. And if you even remember, it's like in between the fourth and the fifth, you hear Tank like, I'm lowering his power level. Then it's like, I got him. He don't got nothing on his punches. And that's when he just started walking them down. And so, like you said, Art, it might have been that weight cut in which he didn't have no power or no resistance to make Tank think about ever like backing up or worrying about anything that was coming at him.
This nigga Frank Martin, and he knew it was over. Like, here's my thing: I was rolling with Frank Martin going into that fight based off his physical advantage of him being strong,
Yeah.
durable, athletic. But then when I see him at that weigh-in, looking like a motherfucking Somalian in
Looking
Minneapolis,
like Smokey on the PJs.
I said, hell nah, hell nah. That nigga, and then Tank looked at him, talking about, look at your eyes. Look at your eyes, nigga. You can see it in the nigga eyes. He look hungry. And the Tank, he did like some celebrity fucking shit, talented America's most wanted type shit. This nigga fucking America's Got Talent, whatever. This nigga fucking did a backflip after doing the interview. Like, what? That's how you know a nigga was comfortable at the weight class and his opponent was not. Nigga had to put
Yeah.
shades on. Frank Martin had to put shades on. Bro, he had to sit down after his weigh-in. Like, that shit was crazy. And I swear I'm
Yeah.
not exaggerating. This happened.
Nah. We seen it. He looked like yeah, that picture of him on that at that weigh-in looked crazy. And then
Crazy.
mind you now, and then what it makes me wonder too, was that an official weigh-in or was that ceremonial? Because if it was ceremonial, that'd be even worse because he had officially weighed in earlier and was still rehydrating looking like that.
It looked like it was ceremonial, to be honest.
That's what I don't think it was official. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I have to go back because,
That
but
shit was
just
a
think
little bit
about
later
that.
in the day, if I remember.
Yeah, yeah. Just think about that though. If that was ceremonial, then he was really doing bad.
Damn, damn. But then he moved up to 140, and then you notice that his attitude just completely shifted when he fought guys like Barthélemy and Albright. It's his confidence was way different.
Yeah, yeah. He was hunting. He was hunting. Them guys just
Huh?
gassed out, and that's my core issue with Wu, because I think Keyshawn's super sharp, and like you said, Art man, when you look at their first fight, it looked like he was way more, just more IQ in general as far as fighting them.
Yeah.
And then you take it now, uh, uh, yeah, the way, and it's a 12-round fight, and I don't think Albright ain't been 12. And Albright gassed out. Remember, he was spitting his mouthpiece out. If he wasn't so gassed and having to spit his mouthpiece out to buy time, he might have beat Frank Martin.
Do
He
you
just
think it
gassed
was
and still
him
dug
being
deep.
gassed, or you think it was
I
him
think it
being
was him
hurt?
being
Because
gassed.
Frank
But
did
it could
turn
have been
up the
both.
pressure in that 11th round. That ninth round.
I think it could have been both. But he was intentionally spitting out his mouthpiece to buy time, though, and he looked gassed, so he could be hurt too, and that's gonna be even worse because Keyshawn's accuracy is with his punch placement is
I'm
lethal.
gonna keep it a buck with you though. Devin will whoop Keyshawn.
We gotta see it, man. I want to see it. That's
He's
the thing. I
still
want to see it. I want to
Devin.
see it.
Devin is like a senior, and Keyshawn is basically, in my opinion, he's a sophomore.
You better get him now. What I'm trying to tell you, you better get him now because one thing that
Or y'all
Keyshawn
better,
is,
yeah. I feel like these niggas gonna try to age Devin out down there at some point. Shit.
I mean, listen, man. Here's my thing. My biggest thing with DHP right now is it's unfortunate, I guess, because I ain't really knocking them. But what it looked like to me is that Iran war stalled out Turkey, and it looked like Turkey was the one that was going to be able to help them make these fights. And so when they're not signed and committed to a major promotional company, they can't send a contract to nobody. They have
They
to
can't. They
sign. It
gotta
looked
have
like they was going to
somebody
have to sign.
back in
Exactly.
the fight.
They got to have somebody back in the fight. They got a friend in it. That's like when PBC hit them with that. PBC's hitting them with, oh, like it's co-promotion. I'm sure so you could look at that and be like, hey, that's a bad proposition for Devin Haney Promotions. But
It
let's
is a
say,
bad, but it is a
hold on,
bad proposition for a lot. But they wouldn't. I feel
he-
like they probably wouldn't have come at anybody else like that. I mean, but they
nah,
did.
but Art, let
That's
me let me
crazy.
let me let me let me add on to that. Look, it's a bad for DHP because they're not a major promotional company. But if PBC went with Matchroom like that, they got the bread to front end the fight. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a major promotional company. So when they saying we got to clear 6 million and then we negotiate what's coming on in the back end, a major promotional company can
That's
do that.
you know, but in that's more in favor of PBC in my opinion because it's like this. PBC, the people who's working there, let's be real, they watch fights, man. They've been watching fights probably longer than we've been alive. Nigga, they know most likely their fighter that signed to their network is going to lose to this fight. So they have to win. They have to win. They have to recoup somehow. So why not put in perspective where or put in position where uh we're going to get our money first and whatever happens afterwards then we can discuss just in case because what if this guy loses to Devin?
And
Then
and
what?
and
And
it
we
can be
paid him
argued
all
that
this money.
it can be argued that it was a contract that they knew DHP was going to turn down. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
of
it's
course.
like a price out. You feel me? That's arguable. So I can't really take that away because I couldn't see Rolly beating Devin.
And
I don't
even
see it.
if I was in PBC shoes too, I would think shit. Well, yeah, I gotta win. We're gonna win some. We have to take a win somehow. We're not leaving this shit to chances. Business, we didn't make it this far just off chances, nigga. We have to have calculated motherfucking dealings, or we gonna fall. We gonna fall under. They probably in the red right now.
Yeah, and then if you look at Rolly too, he ain't negotiating with nobody. Before he said he didn't want to fight Devin, then he said he wanted to fight Devin. Then they sent him this contract that was unfeasible. At the same time, it got him out of his mandatory, and now he's just, we don't got no word of who he's fighting with that belt.
Nothing. PBC, what fight PBC got now lined up? What's the next big PBC fight? Nothing.
No, Spence.
Is
Spence.
that really big though?
I mean, it's Spence, man. At
That's
the
what
end
I'm
of the
saying.
day, it's Spence.
I like Spence. It's like, and I ain't trying to shit on my nigga Spence. I swear to God, I'm not. But it's like when you say that, it's like saying Jordan on the Wizards.
Yeah, but even Michael Jordan and the Wizards fill seats. So we're talking about, I understand what you're talking about. If you're talking about a big fight as far as skill when they prime, like the highest level boxer, it's not that.
Like
He's
bring the
coming off.
crowd out, bring the Dallas, bring everybody out because he had the Cowboy Stadium rocking. Like this ain't that time to pass, and that that's just it happens with life. But it's like, is that enough to hold PBC forever?
I don't know. I mean, they got Fundora too, so they got to see what they're gonna do with Fundora, and then they got Tank too. They
Tank,
got to figure
yeah,
out with his
Fedora,
situation. So it's just like
Fedora, and Tank, and Benavidez, and Spence,
and Pitbull.
and Pitbull.
So they got fighters there. They're there.
That's just
You
crazy.
know.
And from what PBC used to be, bro, that's
Yeah,
wild.
I mean the times changed because it went from
We
networks to
everybody
these
fall in
streaming
love
services.
with these. Everybody fall in love with these turkey fights, man. Showtime gave us fights on the regular, from the Mikey
I mean, the
Garcias
boxing
versus
fans is
AB and Spence,
the bo-
Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, Spence, Danny Garcia, Thurman, Danny Garcia, Spence.
I mean, real boxing fans is gonna give props to whatever promotion company put the fights on.
Yeah, that's
And
why.
so it was.
That's why I'm not out here arguing niggas over this Zuffa boxing shit. Have you heard niggas say that if Haney or Shakur signed with Zuffa, it's selling their souls?
Yeah, but I mean, there's more to it than that because it's the status quo. You dealing with the Ali Act and dealing with the Zufa belt, and there's a whole lot going on. And then they're looking at it like it's another side of the street. That's the biggest knock where people were saying is that if you go to Zufa, you're not gonna fight the fights that we want to see you fight because they're gonna be like it's this other side of the street. But the thing is here's what I'm thinking Zufa's gonna do. Zufa's like, and Zufa kind of showed it when it with Jai Alphataya, and I think they did that all wrong. Honestly, I thought they should have, set up a bigger fight, and not just in that little apex for, the best fighter at cruiserweight, and then get him over there, and then they just have him fight in that little ass ballroom, and then eventually don't even be transparent with him about him losing his title. But that's neither here nor there. The point I'm trying to make is that what it's looking like for Zupa is like with 147. If they get those guys or whoever they get when they inaugurate these belts and bring in a new belt, like if they bring in a welterweight belt, it's gonna be with a active champion from the sanctioning bodies or like a former champion from the sanctioning bodies and a high contender because they want the belt to be legitimate. You get what I'm
They're
saying?
saying that Jay Avatar is about to fight somebody for their a real cruiserweight weight belt.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see how that plays out too, because that's one of the knocks too. They're like, if you go to Zufa, you can't cross back over and can't recross
But
the street.
then, man, see, boxing fans are so like confusing because one day y'all say belts matter, and then the next day y'all say belts don't matter. Like it's about prize fighting and being the face, and all of a sudden, y'all care about you know, the having some type of
It's
moral over this shit. This shit's crazy.
but it's fans of boxers and not boxing fans that do that. Because what you got to understand is that they both matter. Because the belts matter because how the system's set up. If you get a belt, you're fighting top 10, top five fighters that are ranked in a system in which they're fighting competitively. So the
And
belts
then
do matter.
12
If
round
somebody get a
fights too.
belt in 12 round fights, exactly. So if you're having these fights, if you're having these belts and you're defending these belts and you're unifying these belts, you're not just fighting cans. You see what I'm saying? And then, but at the same time, it too is like the boxers transcend. Once they get those belts, they can become bigger than the belts in the sense of how much money they can make over whether fighting a mandatory or setting up another fight. They got a better storyline that can fill the seat. So I think both. I think it goes hand in hand because all the fighters that we see that are big names went and got those titles first. The only fighter that was the biggest fighter we done seen recently that didn't have a title for a while was Ryan Garcia. And you see the shenanigans they pulled to give him a belt. And just like I told everybody, Ryan ain't fighting nobody. Ryan's not gonna fight nobody of significance. They're gonna hold that
I told
WBC
niggas
belt hostage.
way before he even got that belt. I said, bro, y'all can kiss that Devin Haney fight goodbye if he gets a fucking belt.
Exactly.
There's no way
Exactly.
he's going to accept any type of terms of drug testing, and that's how you know this nigga's guilty of cheating. Like besides the positive drug test, the nigga doesn't want to take tests for fucking a rematch that you swear you wasn't dirty in.
Yeah, I mean, you even got people that just don't even just deny that he even popped dirty, which I mean, he popped dirty.
I mean,
So
yeah,
I don't.
it at this point it is what it is. But it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, he's not fighting nobody. And Brian Norman has a
yeah.
fight before Devin Haney. That's crazy.
I mean, like we see it, man. They're independent in that Iran war. They don't got no major promotional backing. So it's like for me, it's like, hey, man, he just fought in November. The dust is settled. I think eventually he'll get a fight sometime this year. But he just like him and just like Shakur. Them guys are both not fully backed by a major promotional company.
And
And
that's why them niggas need to what they need to do, like Mike Tyson told Floyd Mayweather and Zab Judah, that y'all niggas need to just go ahead and just fight because there's people that's gonna give y'all a big ass bag to fight each other on their
and,
platform.
and I want to see the fight at 147 with no rehydration clause.
I know, like, and I feel like I seen the video of Bill talking to Jay Prince, and I feel like Bill, he respectfully was getting frustrated with the conversation because he's like, dude, he wants this fight with Shakur because he knows them people gonna come with that money for it. But Jay Prince and them was like, well, we can't settle on no 147 because Shakur really a 135 pounder. Like, nigga,
And
man, get the fuck out of here, dude. This is for the bag and legacy. Just fight him at 147, dude.
And art man, see the thing is this is why I don't give no leeway to Shakur when he talk about this. And the reason why I don't give him no leeway about staying at 140 and 135, because right when he watched T.O., he stood in that ring and he called out Conor Ben at 147, talking about a rehydration clause to like weight drain him dead. And it's like, bro, why would you even just say some silly shit like that to create a fight and an unfair advantage with somebody that you'll watch anyway? And then he called out he says multiple people's names at 147. And so my whole thing is like, listen, man, if you can fight anybody at 147, fight them without a rehydration clause. And then it's like, hey, bro, you got an opportunity to dare to be great. Because if he was to fight Devin at 147 and they had that fight with no rehydration clause like it's supposed to be, and he was to actually beat Devin, then he's 5 division champion. And then if on the other side, you feel me, Devin, I want to see Devin fight at his best. I don't want to see Devin weight drain no more. So he's the champion. You feel me? So if somebody want to call out to him, they need to have it on his terms. And if he was to fight and be Shakur, then obviously he takes at least takes Shakur's spot on the pound for pound list.
Shakur fans, they don't want to say it. They don't want to say it. So I just say it every time. It's this, man. Shakur, even though you feel Shakur may be, like they say, the more skilled fighter, nigga, when you put skill and IQ together against a smaller fighter with IQ, nigga, sometimes it may go left for that smaller fighter with IQ. Because the bigger fighter can fuck around and do some shit like, you know, clinch you. You can't break out the clinch. You know what I'm saying? Punch you out the clinch. Certain things like, what if he's able to eat your punch and he's willing to trade more? You know, Shakur fans, they don't want Devin to be in a position where he has the physical advantage over Shakur Stevenson and beat
And
him.
and the thing is, if Shakur stays at 140 and 135 like he is, then I don't think it's a big thing as far as him ducking him because they literally are in different weight class. So, like at the end of the day, I can want the
It's just
fight, but
like
I'm not knocking if the fight don't happen
what
right
makes
now.
it worse though, it's not like he's a little nigga and like everybody just forcing him to move up like we liked it. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He mentioned Devin Haney's name, he mentioned Ryan Garcia's name, he mentioned Conor Ben's name, all guys who are bigger than him. You know, he says he's the best fighter in the world, and he's on record saying size don't matter, skills pay the bills. It's like, damn, nigga. It's like, so what is it? Either are you a capping ass nigga or size do matter to you?
I mean, but we oh,
Or is it just you just want to avoid one nigga that's which is Devin Haney because his size would matter in the fight.
and the thing I say, as far as with boxing, like I said, I look at boxing and admire boxers for what they do in the ring, and I take with a grain of salt anything they say outside the ring because a lot of them contradict themselves. And Shakur ain't no boxer for you to be running behind cosign or whatever comes out of his mouth because he's everywhere. He's everywhere with how he be talking. So that's why I'm telling you, like, that's where I'm at, where I'm holding his feet to the fire, where it's like, yeah, listen, I understand you at 135 or you're at 140, but like you said, you done said these guys' names. You done said you've been open to fighting people at 147. I think, did he even almost say he fight Conor Ben at 154?
No, he didn't almost say it. He did say it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. So it's like once you say something like that, I'm gonna hold you to it. Just like right now with Devin. Now, Devin, I'm holding Devin to if Boots beats Xander, and I'm going to the fight. If Boots beats Xander, I want to see Devin call out Boots. Because the whole excuse was, oh, he don't got the belts and he was on that list. So if Boots got those belts, why ain't you making the fight with Boots at 154? That's the fight. There's two fights I want to see. I want to see either Shakur and Devin at 147 with no rehydration clause, or Devin and Boots at 154. Them is the fights I want to see.
I definitely want to see Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney, man. Like that's a fight where everybody can make money. You know what I mean? All parties, all
What you
parties
think
and
about Boots
fans.
versus Devin though?
Oh, I want that fight too, but I don't think that's a fight that they should be pushing for immediately. But I feel like that's some if they the last guy standing because nobody else wants to fight Devin or them guys, then that's something that should happen.
But think about it though. If Devin was to fight Boots and beat him, he'd be four division champion.
Bro, that shit will be so fucking crazy, man. I want to see that shit because a lot of people judging Boots now because his the guy who gave him the most competitive fight looked crazy against a lesser opponent. And then Boots
But
on film talking about Karen would have beat Devin. And that's some funny shit though, man. Because Devin tweeted
but
talking about some bad. Is this nigga trolling? This can't be the nigga that said he was gonna beat me.
But see, here's the thing with me where it'd be like this era, man. I don't really dig this era now because this era knocks everybody knocks everybody's resume right now. Like you don't get there's always an excuse for why these guys beat these guys, wash these guys, and then these guys ain't good. The fact of the
Yeah,
matter
that's
is,
that's what I. Yeah, what? So that's what I asked on Twitter. I said, so what's the real what? Why? What's the real reason why Boots couldn't handle him like he handles everybody else?
I mean, when it come to Karen, Karen was moving his feet. Karen moved around. And then not only did he move around, then he switched it up on him in the second fight. And that's what them Eastern Europeans do. They'll switch up the fight. They'll watch the tape and they'll have you anticipating they're gonna do something and they'll mix it up on you. That's what Madrimov did to Bud. Madrimov showed Bud a look that he didn't even have on tape. And it took Bud six
I
rounds to
know.
make the adjustment.
Yeah, I didn't expect that because Madrimov. I was watching hell because this thing only had like a handful of fights, so I damn near watched every fight this nigga had, and this nigga he used to throw some wild shit like looping hooks. He'll jump
Looping
off the
hooks, yeah, he switched stances as he launches
switch
himself and some more
stances.
shit. He was doing some wild ass shit. And
This nigga would lunge
he
in
didn't
with a
give the
body shot.
yeah,
And then he got in
yeah,
there with Crawford and started doing this herky jerky ass shit.
yeah. He switched it up, and so the look wasn't there, and which is
Yeah.
good IQ. You feel me? I was knocking it when I seen it because, like you said, I watched the tape too, and when I seen him fight Bud, when I'm watching him, I'm like, he don't normally fight like this, but Bud figured it out in the mid rounds and finished strong. You
I
know,
think I think Bud really won that fight 9-3 in my opinion. I feel like Madrimal, he kept it competitive by landing straight right hands. But just
yeah.
because you land one or two right hands in a fight, I mean in a round, that don't mean you're winning the full round when the other guy's working or dictating the pace, landing, touching you with jabs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And,
nah, I had it about
and
eight four, at least
Loki,
8-4.
that fight, Madrimal versus Bud reminds me of Lomachenko versus Devin Haney a little bit. It does. And the reason why I say that is because even though, even though one guy was the clear winner, won by unanimous decision, the other guy was still able to land something that kept it competitive. But like I said, wasn't enough to win 4 rounds. You got to really
And,
dominate the round. It's 3 minute rounds. You can't do something in 10 seconds and say, "Oh, that's you won the entire round." When the other guy was banging your body up, you know what I'm saying, hitting you with uppercuts and shit.
And that's what I say all the time. When I watched that Devin and Loma fight live, I had Devin winning, and I thought that was an impressive win because he neutralized Loma's footwork. What Loma does to opponents is from that southpaw position, he gets his foot on the outside and he literally takes that angle and turns on you on the side. He could never get that angle on Devin.
Yeah,
Literally,
because
when he
every
tried
time
to get that Devin on pivot, he or he turn, or he
Devin
yeah,
pivot with him, and it came with a
yeah.
body shot.
Yeah, he went to the body early, and so the thing where they be trying to give it's a recency bias where they try to give Loma that fight because in that 11th round he outlanded Devin 20 punches to 2. Remember when the end of the round where Devin's like he figured him out. What
Yeah,
is he
because he
doing?
said that he's figuring me out, and then everybody take it and say, "Oh yeah, you see, he lost because he admitted a fucking good
Yeah,
fighter was able to figure it out last minute."
yeah, had a success in 1 round, and that was some crazy success. Loma was trying to turn it up because he known he was down, and he
But he
started
tried to.
leaping with that straight left.
And my thing it was that too. I feel like the reason why they give it to get try to say it was a robbery is because the optics of such a smaller dude spinning a guy over and the guy's just shelling up, catching the punches. It looks
Yeah,
kind of crazy. It looks crazy, but when you're really watching that fight without the biased commentary or whatever, you can see that okay, yeah, even though he was able to do some flurries, a lot of them shits was getting caught on gloves.
yeah, and Loma was down by the end though. By the 11th round, he was down.
And then
You
he
see what I'm
didn't even
saying?
win the 12th round.
He that's what I'm saying. Haney clearly won the 12th round. That's the whole point with that
And
fight.
then
It was like, hey,
he
I didn't.
came out, yeah, and then he came out and said, yeah, he knew he didn't win the 12th round. He knew he took it off. He took the round off or some shit.
And no, he didn't take it off. He pressed. He gassed out because he pressed the 11th round like that. He pushed hard in the 11th round and couldn't keep up that same type of momentum in the 12th.
Yep, and Dev was able to still tap that body up. Tap. That's why they can only show. I always ask them. I say, y'all notice that the Lomachenko highlights, the pro Lomachenko highlights, are only like 10 seconds long.
Yeah, nah. Listen, he was going to that body over and over. I think it was like 40 punches to 9 or something. He was working. He was working. I thought that was an impressive win by Devin. But
Yeah,
I
but
was surprised that it was so close that everybody thought he was robbed because a lot of people came out of the arena, a lot of them boxers, and even Shakur and all of them, even though they got biased, obviously that, these guys could be future opponents. But everybody, it was a lot of people saying that he lost that fight and Loma won that fight. And I'm like, I don't know what y'all was watching.
and then here's the thing though, it's like this. Damn, what the fuck I was about to say? I just had a fucking brain fart. Damn, my bad. Go ahead, keep on cooking. It'll come to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, nah. But I was saying, it was like, them guys, there's a lot of people who thought Loma
Oh,
won
oh
that
yeah.
fight.
I know what I'm about to say. Yeah, that is the only fight that I've seen in my lifetime where one of the commentators had to admitted that he had to go back and watch the fight without his own commentary, and he scored it in the other fighters' favor that he had the night he was commentating
Yeah, who did
because he
that?
actually sat back and rewatched it. This Tim Bradley.
Yeah. Yeah, but you already know, man. One thing about them commentate anybody though. That's one thing. Anybody who commentate anybody's fight has got a bias somehow, some way in boxing when you're commentating. Because
Of course, unless if it's
even if
fucking Keyshawn and I mean, unless it's Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg.
and then they ain't gonna even commentate, right? Because they ain't gonna even be able to describe what they're looking at.
Because Keyshawn, the
Because
fucking American, and they was clowning his ass.
yeah, oh yeah. Against Eddie Cruz, yeah, they cooked, they roasted him for that shit. Yeah, but look, I'm gonna leave with this though, man. Here's my biggest thing with Devin, man, is Devin could have beat Ryan, bro, and that's on him and Bill. And the reason why I say that is because they ain't had a stopper since 2019, and going into when Ryan was acting all crazy before the fight, and they was talking about they might get a replacement, and then they start going back and forth with Ryan. They was running around talking about they was gonna stop Ryan. And in the first round, he was got in the range with Ryan. He got caught with that left hook. Regardless of
Yeah,
Ryan being on
I
the
just
ooze,
rewatched
that
that.
was on him. That was on. You see how you look in the first round. He gave Ryan that opportunity for that left hook. But you see the adjustment he made against Ramirez, and then you see the adjustment he made against Brian Norman, where he
So
stayed
let's
out of
talk about it.
range.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
So I rewatched that too because they like to say, "Oh, R man, you a biased ass nigga." I don't give a fuck. So I rewatched it, right, and I did notice that Devin he kind of stepped to Ryan.
yeah,
He stepped to Ryan, but here's the thing: he wasn't anticipating Ryan to be that fast, that strong, and be able to recover fast from taking his punches because Devin Haney he threw a wild hook in that I think it was the second round that had Ryan Garcia stumble and fall back. But what do you do when you're in position where this guy's cheating in multiple ways? He's overweight by 3 pounds.
yeah.
He's on two performance enhancing drugs, Nandrolone and Ostarine. I'm punching this guy. He's literally clapping his gloves after I hit this nigga with my best shot.
With the Roy
I
Ray.
mean,
But
am
look
I lying?
though,
Am I lying? Do we
no,
not see that?
you're not lying. But what I also have to put on them, because like I said, I got high expectations for Devin, and I know how good he is with
Oh yeah.
IQ and
But
his skill
I
set.
was saying, my
Is he
bad for cutting
didn't
you off.
fight his fight?
Hold on,
Oh, go ahead.
hold on. My bad for cutting you off. I was saying all that to say this. When Devin got hit with that first shot, he was dead. He was basically just fighting off of instinct. That shit rocked his fucking clock.
Yeah,
It did. He was fighting off instinct.
yeah. But look, if he game plan right and he fights his fight, the look for that left hook for Ryan ain't there. Because you Tank showed you that. Because what Tank
But
tell him? All you got is that left
but it's
hook.
just, he
And you
has.
dodge that shit like the Matrix.
I understand it. Trust me. But this nigga ain't no super Negro. You know what I'm saying? He ain't no super Negro. You can't go in there. If we seen fights get canceled for 2 pounds, there's two. This nigga Ryan came in three, damn near
I
four.
know, but that's what I'm trying
That's
to
what I'm
tell you.
saying. Like, no, we as a boxing fan and just like boxing analyst, we're watching boxing. We got to keep it 1,000. We have to put everything in perspective. We can't just say, "Well, disregard the peds." We just got to think about the style.
No,
No,
no, I'm not. Listen, I'm
we
not
have to
disregarding it.
think about the physical attributes that's coming into this fight. This unnatural physical attributes. You have one fighter that's literally, like they said, was too big for that weight class already for 140.
Yeah.
He made the weight, you know what I'm saying? He made the sacrifices. We know that fighters, they struggle with the last couple pounds. Those be
Yeah.
the hardest pounds to cut. He went through that sacrifice, but his opponent was able to not only skip that process, but he was able to take drugs, which made him unnaturally strong for that weight class.
Listen,
You know
I
what I'm
would not
saying?
deny that. I would not
So it's
deny that
like,
him being
damn,
over. Go ahead.
it's not like he's saying he's fighting a super serum nigga, but it's like, damn, my nigga, like, fuck. If I'm hitting this guy and he's clapping his gloves and I'm fucking drained, what am I supposed to do really? Besides,
No, look,
like you say, try to box, I'll box or whatever. But go ahead.
I hear you, but look, what I'm talking about with Bill and Devin, it was an error in strategy and their ego. Because first and foremost, like I said, they talk about going for the stoppage on Ryan. Now, even if Ryan ain't necessarily on the ooze, they ain't stopped nobody since like 2019, and he's dangerous with his left hook. Now, we don't know how often he's been on the ooze or not. What we can say, like you can look at the tank fight, like you said, the major difference between the tank fight is this fight is there was a rehydration clause on Ryan on there. So he couldn't come in that fight overweight, right? He came into this fight overweight, right? 4 pounds and on the Austrian. And it was an ego thing once again with Devin and Bill, where they still took the fight. Because
They
what I
did.
know, what
You're
you know
right.
with me, because look, we know, and Bill and Dev know they struggle to make them weights at 135 and even 140 on how they slim down and rehydrate. You see what I'm saying? So
I
it's
hear
like
you.
they didn't
I
take
hear
that
you.
stuff into consideration. And that's my only thing where it's like, hey man, it ain't gonna be the first or the last time that fighters gonna get in the ring and have to deal with somebody with a physical like cheating with PEDs and all of that. So
That's
boxers
true, but we
kind of
can't
can
make
mitigate
excuse
it.
we can't make
No,
excuses for that. And this is my thing. It's like, why in this one fight that we can gauge it and say, well, the guy was supposed to beat the guy that was on the illegal enhancements, when that's not the case for everybody.
but
We didn't
Art,
see
I'm
none
not
of,
saying
yeah.
he was supposed to. I'm not saying he was supposed to. I just think so highly of Dev that I'm convinced he could. You see what I'm saying? I'm convinced he could have beat him. And I'm convinced that part of
You
the
know,
part he didn't have as much success as he could because they went against their own strategy.
for the first time ever in Devin Haney's career, that was the first time I've ever seen him look visibly smaller than his opponent, mass wise. Did you not notice that watching the fight?
I mean, listen, he came in like I told you. It looked, yeah. Brian did not look smaller than him at all. And like we said, with the weight cut, by him having him to do the discipline and the sacrifice to make the weight cut, and then him not making the weight cut, and then him also being on Ostarine. I tell everybody all the time. I don't even say Ryan. I always say Ryan on the ooze. Ryan on the ooze, period. Because we're not, I'm not, you don't get no leeway from cheating in the sport in which individuals put their life on the line. Period. You know what I'm saying? I
But you
just
know,
give the
and then when we talk about this fight too, we can't make it seem like it was just a blowout from Ryan. It really wasn't because it
it
was
wasn't.
still close with
Yeah, if it was
everything
just those
considered.
knockdowns. Yeah, if the knockdowns don't happen, it's yeah. Ryan, I mean, Devin obviously can win, but still, but when I look at it from that, but and then it goes back to what you say though. He's taking punches by Ryan on the ooze, right? He done got rocked in the first with this motherfucker on these PEDs, right? And
And
so
you're
that might
and you're
play
throwing
into
punches back at him, but his reaction
exactly,
is way different. He's
exactly.
allowed
Then you
he's turning his whole back on you. You fucking drain trying to punch this nigga because you're
exactly.
that and here's the thing too. Somebody shared a clip of Devin throwing a punch just looking crazy in that fight. Like I said, he looked like he was fighting off of pure instinct because the nigga he was just throwing some shit and it looked like it had no steam in that shit at all
Yeah,
after he even got rocked a couple times by them hooks. So it's
yeah.
like, yeah, it's like it was just a bad night. But everybody know they rematched that shit with a proper drug test and niggas win. We already know what's gonna be the outcome of that
That's what
shit.
I'm saying, man. And for me, man, I mean, I hear, man, I can't knock, Bill and Devin because, that motherfucker was on them PEDs and you feel me? He took an ass whooping and that motherfucker was cheating. So about how they want to be stringent on the PEDs. But in jest, I be saying, man, they need to do what it take to make that fight because I'm convinced that Devin can beat him fighting his fight. You feel me? If we can get
Yeah,
him, if they can
you
make
I don't think
sure that
you've been
he's
I don't
clean
think
and
you've been
fighting
on
him
my
fight, he can
I
win.
don't think you've been on my platform when I said this. I said this. Even though Ryan Garcia don't want to do that the extra drug testing,
Yeah.
you should probably, if y'all could, accept the fight, man, where there's a standard drug testing because
Yeah,
and just
standard,
and
exactly.
but standard drug testing, but train as if this nigga was going to be on beds.
Yeah,
So with a
exactly.
game plan as if you're gonna fight a nigga that is going to be on bliss. Because at this point, you really can't even expect these niggas not to be on the shit these
Yeah,
days.
because you don't know what they don't detect. Exactly. So at the end of the day, you got to do that in every fight anyway. I bet you they learn a lesson about letting nobody come in overweight like that,
But
you
yeah,
know,
Ryan faked this out. He faked me out.
because he was acting crazy as fuck. We didn't think he was even sane. Because that's what I'm trying to tell you. He tricked me because I'm running around with Devin and Bill like, yeah, knock that motherfucker out. And then
Yeah,
I see
like
them
this
catch that
pussy that
left in
nigga,
the
he ain't
first
gonna make it
round.
to
It
the
was like,
fight.
exactly. He ain't gonna make it to the fight. He ain't in the right mind. Because we thinking about IQ anyways. And if it's like if this nigga's talking about UFOs and all this extra shit, he ain't mentally prepared to, you feel me? Fight a boxing match with Devin. And he tricked us all because he was juiced out of his gills. You feel me? Like you
Exactly.
said. He got hit with that shit. Ryan banged his gloves together. And then was hammering, then
You
like you
got
said, it
and
came out
then
the silly
we
shell
gotta
just
think about
blasted
it.
him.
We gotta think about it. He played the shit out of all of us
Yeah.
because niggas really and that he won the mind games because I think that probably made Bill and them tell his son that yeah, we gonna have to rush that nigga because he bullshitting, go in here, knock his ass out.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, he ain't, just get him out of here. But that's what I'm saying. He tricked him.
It's
Because they
fucked up. It's fucked up. But as me being I'm 31, me being an older boxing fan now, I understand that shit just ain't gonna be on the up and up for real no more. You niggas really gotta just like check everything if you could. Check the
yeah,
gloves, check the team, check the confidence, check the craziness, all that shit.
yeah,
Cause these niggas
yeah,
at this point, everybody wants an advantage. Nobody
yeah,
don't
most
want to go into a
definitely.
fight on some because when like for example, Boots versus Xandar, Boots looking in his head, probably thinking in his head, I got the advantage already because I'm physically strong. My IQ is better than yours, or whatever. But you never know what a nigga be could be on the other side planning on.
But the thing
Miss,
is too, where I think there's a misconception because when you go back and watch all Xander's fights, Xander's a complete boxer. Xander does everything, right? And the thing is that a boss fight, that was the slowest he was at. Like I think that was his heaviest weight at rehydration. Because if you watch his earlier fights at 154, he didn't look that big. And so what I'm thinking is, he only had one split decision, and that was his last fight. All his other decisions is by stoppage or by unanimous decision. Like he can really box. I got Boots winning by unanimous decision because I don't think Xander's food like that. And I'm interested to see if Boots is going to be able to take a punch from Xander. At
this is what I
154.
think. This is what I think about that fight. And Boots' team, I'll say my brother from YSM, the one who run the channel. I made a post and he wasn't feeling it, but it's like, I gotta keep it 1,000. This is what from the optics, the pictures I'm seeing in the training videos, whatever. It looks to me that this guy's gonna come in this fight heavy. He's gonna rehydrate some heavy. He's probably gonna come in at like 175, 80. And he's gonna probably he's probably gonna wear puncher's gloves, some horsehair gloves, because he's gonna try to go in there and punch with you.
Yeah, do you know Xander is actually left-handed as an orthodox fighter?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's leading with his
And
strong arm.
I'm telling dudes, and they like, oh no. Basically, it's an insult to think that Xandar has a chance against Boots. That's what they
Yeah, I
making
mean,
it look like.
he's undefeated, unified. If it was a black fighter that was 23 unified champion, come on, man. He'd be walking on water, man. Like I already know what the bias is with this. Is like Xander's unfamiliar if you don't watch his fights. Anybody who's watched full fights of Xander, know he's very good. He done win like 50 straight rounds without losing a round. That's how good he is as a boxer. You see what I'm saying? He does everything. He switches levels. He got a jab that you got to respect. He got good head movement. He counters
But he gets
and
hit
he
more
leads
than
with his
Boots,
feet.
right?
But look at the Karen too. Boots got hit 170 something times in that fight. So Boots
Would
can
that
get
be
hit.
considered Boots' worst performance?
I don't even like. I think it would be his biggest challenge
His least
because for
dominant
me,
performance.
his least dominant performance, but it was still a unanimous decision. Like that's what I don't get. Like you had like Bud had a
That's
unanimous
true.
decision
That's
against
definitely
Masvidal.
true.
He got a
This guy
unanimous
he
decision
was just
against Kieran.
tricky.
Yeah, he's tricky. Like he never was in a position where he was gonna lose that fight, and he never was hurt. So that's what I don't get. Where it'd be like, hey, you guys is giving all this like, where they be like,
You
oh,
know
he
why?
Kieran made him go 12 rounds.
You know why?
Well,
And I try to tell my brother just do boxing this. I try to tell him this. It's because how Boots came into the game. He came to the game on some I'm better than the established niggas y'all seen put in the years of work. Crawford is Errol Spence Jr. So if you talking like that, you gotta move like that. Nigga, you gotta have flawless victories going forward because Crawford, we seen Crawford, he put niggas lights out.
yeah, yeah. But to be
Then you
fair
saying
with
you better
Boots
than
is,
him.
but to be fair with
So
Boots,
so
it,
so you really don't if you compare yourself to the better, the last FBA that we've seen run things, you damn sure better move like it.
and I'm giving him credit for he's moving like it in the sense of he's handling his business because he's 10 years younger than Bud, right? So they're 10 years apart, right? And then we watched him seriously be avoided, and then he got the tape in which he's washing everybody. He's doing what he's supposed to do, and then when he come out of that fight with Virgil Ortiz, he understood the assignment. He went and got the unification bout, 2 belts at 154. Because look, if he beats
Let's
Xander,
be real. Let's be real. If it was Boots that fought, let's say we can take a fighter out of a specific time and period in their life and match them up. Let's say we was able to take Boots in either one of those Karen fights, and you took Crawford, the same version of Crawford that fought Errol Spence Jr. How confident are you in Boots beating that nigga?
but that's a different type of prime though, because that's prime boots. That's prime boots at
So what we
and
saying?
that's him because
But Bud is not in this. He's saying he could beat niggas like Crawford. Ben saying it, so it's like, nigga, no, hell no. That nigga that beat Smith like that, fuck no, fuck no. Especially if some leg movement was giving you problems, because Crawford showed us everything in that fight. Every, then there was a boxing book. Crawford fighting Spence should have been in that because he showed us everything.
yeah, textbook ass whooping,
Textbook.
textbook ass whooping.
It was a textbook ass whoop. He threw uppercuts, hooks, jabs. He caught punches, parried punches, slip punches,
Yeah, switch
pivot,
stances
switch
in mid
stances.
exchange.
Like, it was everything. He showed us everything. And you're saying that you're better than that. So when we see you have fights against Karen and then see another nigga whoop on Karen easier than you did, it's like, damn, are you
But
really
then
that
look his
nigga? But
but
he,
look his styles make face because he got an opportunity to change that. Because if he goes in and washes Xander at 154, a higher weight class with somebody who's clearly bigger than him, right? Then the conversation changes as far as what his skill set. Because you got to think, even because Bud throughout his career then had challenges with fighters. The only problem with people trying to say Bud had challenges with like Gamboa and Green Machine and all of them is he stopped them fast. No sooner did he get hurt, he came back and stopped them niggas.
stopped him.
You know what I'm saying? He stopped them,
Nigga had
knocked them out.
24 rounds with Karen
Yeah.
and only dropped her
But
what, once?
yeah,
And he
but
didn't even
like
drop it.
again,
He
like I
took a
said,
knee. He took a knee.
but but that's why I'm saying even with Boots, even if Boots washes Xander, I still only got it by decision because Xander can box. And so it's my belief that before Xander just lets Boots just get off everything clean, he'll be defensively responsible for the most part in that fight. And he's gonna punch back. And that's the
Well,
thing where people ain't giving Xander credit for. It's like, hey, Xander can set up punches too. So it's like these guys think that Boots is gonna fight Xander and not get punched. And then you gotta be like, hey, have we ever seen Xander get punched? We never seen Boots get punched by nobody at 154 because he got Lima out of there in the first round. So we don't
exactly.
even
That
know
was
what
a
he looks
minute
like.
ago.
We don't even know what he looks like as far as being able to have to take punches from a fighter that size. You feel me? We done seen him eat
That's
clean
gonna
punches
come
from
in wearing
everybody else.
fucking MX
We
gloves or some
yeah, we
Plato
ain't seen
Reyes.
yeah, Khalil Reyes. Yeah, those the puncher gloves. You already know. And
That's what
so
I'm
that's what
saying. And niggas is telling me, "Oh, Art man, you don't know boxing, man. You don't know shit because this is what it is with Boots. He got that God given FBA athleticism, speed, power. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
niggas is looking like if one thing failed, he still got that. And I'm
Thing
like,
is
yeah,
why I
sometimes
got I
that
got
shit can only
boots.
get you so far.
But the thing with is why I got boots is what I don't can't see Xander figuring out is the stance switch. I
Yeah,
can't see him figuring it out I can't because when they're making adjustments and they're setting traps and all of that, he got to deal with an orthodox fighter and a fighter in southpaw. You feel me? And he's not
question.
known to just be stopping shit.
Can you see Boots picking himself off the canvas in this fight?
I
Flash
mean,
knockdown.
I can say I can, and the only reason why, and I don't think it's gonna happen, but as I said before, he's the first time he's gonna be fighting somebody at 154, and if he ain't just getting Xander out of there, he's got to take a punch at somebody at 154 that's bigger than. You feel me? That will pit him clean. So I want to see what it looks like with him. If he can eat a clean punch at 154. You feel me?
If this
Because we
fight
don't
go
know.
all 12, Xander losing.
I got it going. I got it going 12, and I got Boots by decision, and I'm hoping Xander has a rematch clause because he made it 50-50. I don't understand why he wouldn't have a rematch clause.
If
I
it
would
if it go-
expect,
if it goes 12 rounds, it's not gonna be in Xander's favor, in my opinion, because I feel like him being big, he might gas.
but he done went 12 2 times. The people win both of them belts. So that's the thing. He done went. And
Boots,
then you got to think, but then you got
okay,
to look at this Kim Belt. What does Boost look like going 12 at 154?
so let's talk about the fight itself. So what you think he's gonna do when he steps in that ring? Do you think he's gonna go in there and just walk Boots down? I feel like he's gonna,
No,
in my opinion, if he doesn't try to take it to Boots, he's gonna do a lot of unnecessary movements and he's gonna let himself gas out and Boots gonna put the beating on his ass.
but he don't fight like that, though. He don't fight like that. He got good feet work. He
Some
maintained he
niggas
one
fight.
thing.
Some niggas fight like that last minute when they on the
I
big
mean, but
stage.
I seen his tape, and I'm gonna give him credit for him fighting his fight. And one thing about his fight is similar to Boots, is they're gonna gauge range because they can both fight off the back foot and move forward. So it's gonna be a dance to me. It's gonna be some feints, it's gonna be some looks, it's gonna be, who's trying to establish their jab. It's gonna be a fill out round. Like when you see high level boxing matches come out, because both of these guys is high level boxers. Sander is
What
a
if
high
Boots can
level
feel?
boxer.
What if Boots can feel Xander's punches? You think he gonna switch his game plan up and box him?
You said if Boost can what?
If Boots feels Xander's power, do you think he's gonna switch his game plan up and try to outbox him instead of take it to him?
Yeah, I think he would have to. It would be smart. It would be smart for him to do so.
Does he have that in him?
I think he does. Because one thing with I believe he can maintain range. I believe he got the skill set to move his head and move around the ring and fight off the back foot.
I can see Boots
But
trying
like
to roll a punch and get caught and
that's
falling
what
over.
I was just about to say. That's the thing. Now that's what I was gonna ask you. Do you think Boots is gonna not respect him and just try to, shoot those shots how he be
I
shooting at these
think
other opponents?
how I feel it's gonna play out. Boots is gonna go in there in the first round and he's gonna feel Xander out a little bit, and then he's gonna flex that speed on him. He gonna flex the speed on him, and he's gonna think, okay, I got this in the bag because I'm gonna be able to pop in real quick before he even get me. And I feel like Xander might say, fuck it, I'm gonna take some shit to give some shit, and I'm gonna punch with this nigga and try to pressure him on the corner, enemy in the corner or on the ropes, and just try to bang his body up, just try to slow him down. He's probably gonna be doing hella body shots, Xander. Probably
And that's
hella
one thing
body
about
shots, so he
Xander.
can just
Xander
try to slow
mixes
him
up his
down.
combinations up and
Yeah,
down. He throws combinations to where he throws head and body
I
combinations. He
seen
mixes it
that.
up.
You know, I see him doing a lot of bag work, and on the bag work, this is what he's doing. He's hitting with hooks up top, body work. Hooks to the body, hooks up top, and then he's
Yeah.
dipping under a punch as if he's anticipating a hook coming back.
Yeah. And he's great at counter punching too. He's great at catching and shooting and slipping and shooting. The boy
Yeah,
can
so
box. That's why I'm like,
this
this is
gonna
gonna be
be
a good fight,
this gonna be
bro.
a good fight, man. And I think Boots fans, they really just on some like, it's just Boots, nigga. He just gonna get it done type shit.
And his tape justifies people looking at him like that, though. Because
He's
his
just
tape
gonna
just
get it
makes
done. That's
he
it.
makes this he makes every opponent look like that. And this is and going and I just want to shift it back just over to today, right? With
Right.
Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis is one of those fighters like that. To where, hey, bro, he makes everybody look the same on tape when you fight him. Because even if you look at the Nahir Albright, that was the only majority decision that they had. One of the judges had it as a draw. I don't know how the fuck they did that. But nonetheless, right, before it became a no
Keyshawn clearly
contest,
won that fight, in my opinion.
yeah,
And
clearly
niggas can
won
say I
that
have a
fight.
bias against Keyshawn, but I don't.
Yeah, he clearly won that fight. And so with the improvement he done had since that fight, right? And I think with the confidence that he had, like particularly if he comes in with that confidence that he had against Jermaine, as far as where it looks like he just be sparring these cats, it's like, man, we're gonna get to see, if he, obviously Keyshawn doesn't get credit for even if he stops Albright because it's lower level competition than Jermaine Ortiz. But the benefit of that is if he fights later on this year, then he done fought 3 times in 1 year. And if he fights again in the third time, if he stops somebody, he can arguably go for fighter of the year.
I think he's just using Devin Haney's name for clout again, though, because that's keeping his name relevant, and that can eventually make a fight in the near 2 years. But I don't feel like he wants that fight immediately. I really feel like Keyshawn is gonna stick around at 140. I don't think he's gonna move up.
And the reason why, and I'll begin with this because I got to bounce, but I think you're right with that. And like I said, the reason why I believe he's sticking at 140 is because he decided to fight Nahir Albright at 140. And Nahir Albright missed weight at 140 his last fight. And I was thinking if he really was serious about fighting Devin and telegraphing it, he fight Nahir Albright at 147, and then everybody else would just make the
If he really
speculation.
want to fight
Like,
Devin, he would fight Brian Norman Jr. after that.
and
Same niggas
like you
that's on the
said though, I
they on the
mean
same
that's
card
yeah,
tonight. They
that's
can fight
right.
each other.
Yeah, they can fight each other. But then the question is is for either fighter, is it worth the fight because they're not fighting for no title or nothing? See what I'm saying?
They'll
So
be
it's like you
fighting for
gotta
a
put
man. I
yourself in,
mean, they'll be
and then
fighting
they,
for like a mandatory position to fight Devin Haney, wouldn't it?
and then can't and
You would
then
think.
but then, yeah, but it's not a big for the brisk for both of them. It's not a big card, bro, because like they're not selling like that. They're
That
not
can't be.
selling on the top
That wouldn't.
card.
That probably wouldn't be a headliner. That would probably be on a big card, undercard.
Yeah, but with top rank, what would they be? Who would be over? What would they be like? Abdullah Mason at the top of the card?
Lomachenko versus Muratalov, Keyshawn Davis versus Brian Norman
But
Jr.
okay, well, yeah, okay. That's you say you put Maritala, he's top ranked. But does Loma do a top rank fight with leaving top rank? You feel
That's
me?
what he knows. And Murtala is the easiest, I would say, a winnable fight for him coming back.
Yeah, it's winnable. It's winnable. But
So
then the
yeah,
thing is,
that
but
definitely.
the thing is
Damn, I art
Muratala
man
at
the
are they fighting at
matchmaker.
140? Are they at 140 or 135 though?
135.
But Muratala want to move up. But for Loma, I think he stayed here
I think he'll stay
for
at
the money.
135 for Loma.
For, yeah, for the money, yeah.
That's an in-house top rank fight. Nigga, they can draw a contract up. They can all have that shit over dinner. Sign that shit
Yeah,
over.
that's it. Yeah, you broke it down. That's the only way I could see it happening, bro.
And
That's
Brian
the
Norman and
only way.
Keyshawn on the undercard.
Yeah,
Or
the
vice
co-main.
versa. It
Yeah,
don't matter. On
yeah,
the zone. Because they gotta produce fights, good ones.
yeah. Well, listen,
Yeah.
Art, man, it's been great, man. Listen, man, chopping it up with you, man. I've been seeing you cook, man.
Hell yeah,
You
you
know,
gotta come back on the channel, man.
absolutely, absolutely. I've been working on my channel as well, man. I'm actually got in my office right now with the Stream Labs. I got my little ticker on the bottom and everything. I just got to figure out my overlays and all of that to figure out how I'm going, come through live on it. I usually
Yeah.
my channel is devoted for Undisputed. I be playing an Undisputed video game, so I be talking boxing and running fades. But I'm about to do some more boxing talk and some boxing news as well.
Bet, definitely. Shout out to you. So why does Key need to fight Norman when he just fought Dev? If Norman had a belt, cool, but for no belt, it's not needed. That's true. I was thinking that because not because of a belt, but more of like positioning. Now they'll have a common opponent, if Devin and Keyshawn, especially if Keyshawn goes in there and beats Brian Norman at welterweight, then it's like, oh, okay. Especially if he stops Brian Norman at welterweight, then it'd be like, oh, okay, definitely make the fight. That's a storyline. I feel like there might be an upset tonight. Shit, I can't fucking wait. I'm over here just like waiting for some good boxing. I'm over here. I got the Albright Frank Martin shit running in the background. Yeah. I just put that Albright versus Keyshawn. Albright, he dipped under and he hit Keyshawn with a mean right overhand. Keyshawn had a chin though. He took that shit. See, I'm watching the Albright versus Keyshawn. I like the way how Keyshawn, when he paused that jab out, he's pivoting. He's pulling that jab, he's pivoting, he's positioned himself to just let off some good ass combinations. He's not just saying staying still or he's backing up. He's either backing up, pivoting, or punching. Definitely showing difference separation of skills against Albright. I think he could possibly stop Albright tonight. I don't consider Albright a power puncher at all. But Frank Martin, though, he rocked Frank Martin multiple times in that fight. He had that nigga on skates. He had that nigga Frank on fucking skates. What the fuck? Yeah, he had that nigga on fucking skates, man. But I don't know. We shall see. I'm ready to see Brian Norman back in the ring, though. Said Hitchens was talking crazy to Keyshawn. They both don't want to fight Devin. Bro, I don't care. I don't care what none of these fans say. They'll rather say, "Oh, our man's just a fanboy," than actually admit it. Bro, Devin Haney looked good at 147 against Brian Norman. He looked like a full fledged welterweight, even bigger. He literally in that fight, he looked like a nigga that could compete and dominate in the Errol Spence, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia era. For sure. He definitely looks like he would die. I think honestly, Devin Haney, that version of Devin Haney that fought Brian Norman Jr., I think he would have beat motherfucking Danny Garcia, fucking Keith Thurman, and the Sean Porter too. A Spence fight would be more competitive, and a Crawford fight, of course, would definitely be more competitive. But on those guys, I feel like he would have beat the welterweight that we seen. He would have beat those past welterweights from the last era. Definitely. Even give Boots a fucking tough ass fight at 147. The Boots that fought Staniosis and the Boots that fought Villa. Same nigga. I don't even gotta just bring up the Karen fights. Same nigga. Because Devin looked full at that weight. He's catching and shooting punches. Man, he caught, bro. Niggas talking about left hook. That nigga, that right hand was glued to Devin's face in that fucking fight. He caught Brian Norman shit and countered that shit with a strong ass fucking hook and put that nigga down. Like that nigga said off the longest yard. He said he broke at my nose. Yeah, nigga, twisted that nigga motherfucking Brian Norman's nose, bro. That nigga got her looking like Squidward, nigga. Straight up. But I'm rooting for Brian Norman to win tonight, though. Real shit. He said, nah, y'all bugging. If that's the case, he should have been up there with Bud. Nah, you just heard me. I said I don't think he would have beat Bud or Errol Spence. I feel like that would have been, of course, that would have been very competitive. You know what I'm saying? Compared to the others, I'm saying he would have got over on Danny Garcia or Sean Porter or possibly a Thurman too, and Yugas for sure. Even the Manny Pacquiao that beat Keith Thurman. That's just my opinion, though. But yeah, I don't like seeing Haney on the shelf, man. He's been sitting on the shelf since he basically got out those deals, taking an independent route. But how can you hate on Dev though? The promotional company, man. Like he completed the contract with you niggas. It's like a record deal. He completed the record deal with you, nigga, and he you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like he broke the law, nigga. It's not like you have to take him to court, Eddie Hearn, top rank. They mad as fuck that the Devin went to their company and beat these guys. And the PBC mad because Devin didn't sign with them originally. Said who's fighting besides Key and Albright? Norman. Norman's fighting, but oh yeah, and Keyshawn's brother said Lewis Crocker want to fight Dev, but Eddie Hearn he has different plans. Yeah, good shit. Said Mickey Bay, one of the best trainers in boxing. Glad Devin was with him. Yeah, definitely. When Devin was hitting the pads with Mickey Bay, man, yeah, yeah, because he was spending time with Floyd Mayweather Senior. You know, somebody who was teaching Devin early on in the game. Hey, I'm over here just watching uh some old ass clips from Brian Norman hitting the bag, man. Uh, I hope he's doing better with Ronnie Shields. I really do. I want to see how he looks because he has the physical, attributes. I hope he don't go out there looking like Karen. Straight up. Yeah. Dev looked really good at 147, man. That's why I don't want to see see this kid on the what you call it again on the shelf, man. I definitely don't. He needs to get a fight like ASAP. Said was Ronnie with nah, not when Morrell got knocked the fuck out. Hell no. He left Ronnie Shields right after that Benavidez fight. He tried to blame the L on Ronnie Shields. That's how I knew he was low key full of shit. He tried to blame it on Ronnie Shields. Like nigga, hell no. You went in there trying to be macho man against fucking Benavidez, the Mexican monster. Nigga, they call him the Mexican monster for a reason. Cause he's a fucking Mexican monster. And then he went in there. He tried to bang it out with him, and you can hear Ronnie Shields visible. You can hear him. You can hear him fucking mad, and you can see him visibly mad at this performance against Benavidez. Like, dude, what are you doing? You're fighting him to what happened to your legs? Why are you not using your legs? Why are you not boxing? And all of a sudden, he just stopped and stopped boxing, and then try to rely on his athleticism, and he just been getting his ass beat up. We gave him a pass for getting beat up by that nigga that was possibly on the juice. But then after that, it was like, nah, nigga, we putting two to two together. You look like shit versus Hot Rod. You damn near lost every round against Benavidez, and you just got fucking knocked out by some fucking tomato can. They doing whole educational videos right now how this nigga beat up Morel. What the fuck? He been tripping since he left Minnesota and left Ronnie Shields. Yo, this dude in the back, you gotta show me something. I don't know who you are. You gotta show your face or something. I don't know. Shit, Styles make fights. But I tell you this though. Ever since Benavidez said that nigga was on that juice, ever since Benavidez said Morel was on that juice and they put him on some drug testing, that nigga ain't never looked like how he was looking at the armory in Minneapolis. I'll tell you that. Maybe because the competition stepped up, but I remember seeing Morel in person in Minneapolis at the armory. This nigga looked like he looked or like he was already a lightweight, a light heavyweight going into cruiserweight. He was big as shit. He looked like a big ass baseball player. Straight up. Now this nigga all lean at 175 getting tossed around the ring. It's like what the fuck? Said never knew he blamed Ronnie for that Benavidez look. Yeah, we got trolls in the chat. We got trolls in the chat. Yeah, I'm over here watching Keyshawn sparring Dean the Great. Yeah, Keyshawn. Yeah, he showed them levels to this shit. I ain't gonna lie, I would love to spar one of these boxers for real, just to see where my hands at. Nigga, stop being scared. Throw that jab out. Right, scary ass nigga. Sound like Ryan Norm. Hopefully, he shows improvement. Sim Morrell, party animal. Yeah, I don't know how he bounced back. His stock is crazy in these streets right now. He high. He got to run it back with dude. Oh, hey, this nigga Keyshawn cold. He cold. He just caught this nigga with a clean ass right hand, chopping right hand down. Damn. Shit. Damn. I ain't gonna lie. He whooping Dean ass. Hey, get Dean out the fucking ring of that. Bro, what the fuck? Ah, yeah, he got the hose up in here too. I'm over here watching this D the Great and Keyshawn sparring. This nigga tweaking. He got all these people with these cameras rolling. Nigga, get up out that fucking ring, bro. Nah, this is a mismatch. Nah, that fucking that Tank versus Haney sparring, man. I'm mad we ain't getting nothing about that shit. Man. I thought that was gonna be enough to motivate Tank to step in the ring with that nigga. Yeah, it's a big kid, dude. Yeah, that Boots fight gonna be a good fight. I'm waiting for that. Yeah, that's gonna be a good fight, Boots versus Xandor, because Boots, he's already perceived as a guy that's, the next coming. Everybody's saying he's top pound for pound if you really basing it off skills. So I'm just ready to see him put that on display. I don't doubt him. I don't doubt that he can't get it done. But I'm not looking at this as an easy fight for him because he's not fighting a Staniosis. Staniosis was tailor made for him, super tailor made for him. Like, come on now, strong champion, but Staniosis, after a long layoff, injuries and some more shit, he ain't fucking with no fucking Boots. I think Boots is in his physical prime right now. He's in prime age where he's at his prime, and he's willing to engage with these dudes. He ain't throwing single shots. He's going there throwing punches and combinations. So it's gonna be a good fight. Says Stanios was the killer though, Gilly the Kid. Man, Gilly the Kid need to get the fuck up out of here, man. This nigga really tried to compare Staniosis to fucking Lomachenko. Like, what? Said low key, that dude Blueface gave the key a good spar. Yeah. Said that has nothing to do with death beating him. No one betrays easy. Loma has angles, footwork, and so does Keith. Hell yeah. But anyways, man, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm probably gonna do another live stream to watch the fight. I just gotta go do some things real quick. But anyways, artmanapparel.com, best boxing merch in the game. artmanapparel.com.